more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 68 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Lindsey Graham has died. The U.S. Senator died Saturday night, quote, from a brief and sudden illness, according to his office in a statement. Let's get the latest now from ABC's Jim Ryan.
Senator Lindsey Graham turned 71 3 days ago and had just completed his 10th trip to Ukraine to meet with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now comes word that Graham, first elected to the Senate in 2003, has died after what his office calls a brief and sudden illness. Graham was a sharp critic of President Trump when both were running for the Republican nomination in 2016, but would later become one of Trump's staunchest defenders. Lindsey Graham, dead at 71. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And here's more now from ABC's Shannon Kingston on Graham's recent trip to Ukraine.
Shortly before his death, Senator Lindsey Graham made his 10th visit to Ukraine, touring a drone manufacturer and meeting with President Zelensky. In a video posted by Zelensky the day before Graham's death, the senator appears healthy, asking Zelensky about his recent meeting with President Trump on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Graham also said in a joint statement with a bipartisan group of senators on Friday that he was looking forward to advancing Russian sanctions legislation after reaching an agreement with the Trump administration. Shannon Kingston, ABC News, Washington.
Stay with News Radio KDK for more on this developing story. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot in the leg in Allentown. This happened Saturday night just before 10 o'clock on Knox Avenue. Man was taken to the hospital, is expected to be okay. No word on any suspect descriptions. Well, the woman who died in a crash Saturday morning in West Mifflin has been identified. County Medical Examiner's Office says 60-year-old Shelley Hunter of Whitaker died at the scene of the crash near Lebanon Church Road and Buttermilk Hollow Road. That crash happened around 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. Still unclear what led to that multi-vehicle crash. The crash under investigation. A motorcyclist was killed in a crash Saturday afternoon in North Huntington, Westmoreland County. Coroner's office identified the man as 59-year-old Charles McCutcheon of Jeanette. Police say he was riding his motorcycle along Route 30 when he was struck by a vehicle attempting to make a turn. He was struck head-on. The crash under investigation. KDK Radio News Time coming up on 7:03. The AccuWeather forecast next.
Summer is here, and so are the insects. Win the battle with Harmony Organic Insect Control. Nothing is safer, nothing works better. Harmony is earth-friendly, 100% non-toxic, and safe for plants, people, and pets. Harmony Organic Insect Control kills spiders, bed bugs, ants, roaches, lanternflies, mosquitoes, and hundreds of other garden pests. Find Harmony at participating True Value hardware stores or online at harmonyoic.com. Hello, summer. Goodbye, bugs. Thanks to Harmony Organic Insect Control.
Take a break and come out with us tonight.
Not tonight, man.
Come on. You deserve a night out. You're going to miss out.
Miss out on what?
While you stayed home, they won big. They celebrated. They got the suite, stayed up all night, and made memories. And you weren't there. Some nights are too good to sit out. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We will have partly sunny skies today with a high up to 86. Clear skies tonight, low down to 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 87. Then turning hot on Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 93, up to 96 on Wednesday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
We got so much coming up in the next hour, you're not going to want to touch that dial. Doug is here. He'll take your calls. Got Davy Tree Talking Tree. So what do you need to do? We're going to start it off by giving you an opportunity to dial 412-922-1020 to win a $25 gift certificate to Sorgles. But to call and to talk to Doug, 866-391-1020. Without further ado, here he is, the Organic Gardener, DougOster.com. Let's say hello to Doug Oster.
Good morning. A little later on, we'll talk to Steve Fuller from the Davy Tree Expert Company, all about pests and diseases. And Rob, this humidity is killing me. It's just I've been out there working in the garden and not really enjoying it. Today was the first morning when I walked out, and it was just like, oh, man, this is so nice and cool, but it's going to build again today. I'm going to be fishing out in the humidity. At least I won't be working in the garden all day. But, man, I found lots of bargains. Everybody is trying to offload their plants, and that's when I swoop in.
Listen, when you only have a certain day or two to do things, the heat is, I understand you got to be careful, but sometimes you just got to go do it, man.
Oh, I have all day, any day. I'm not restricted to one day like somebody like you that has a real job.
Listen, your ears must be burning because when you walked in and I was looking at the top of your head over the little console that you were sitting in, I said, he's here to Frank, and we were talking. I said, Doug did it right, man. So you have done it right. You deserve everything you have. You did it right.
So I found begonias in quart pots for $1.99. The big giant, one begonia I love. It's called Griffin. $5 a piece. Some decent hanging baskets for $12. On the hanging baskets, what I always do is I take it out of that little pot they have it in, and I'm potting it up into these big hanging baskets that always sit in front of my vegetable garden. And I know for normal people, it might be like, you're still planting that sort of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm still I mean, it takes every year. It takes at least through July for me to get my garden where I want it, and it's not quite where I want it. I spent, a couple hours with the string trimmer yesterday, and then weeding, planting up containers. Again, I'm filling holes where things haven't caught on or where I didn't have something planted there, and it's easy. The other thing I was doing yesterday was fertilizing, and so I'm using this fertilizer. They're an advertiser on the show called Dramatic, and that's with 2 M's, Drammatic, Dramatic. You can get it at Hahn Nursery and at Chapin's Greenhouse, or online, and it's fish-based, and it just makes everything grow like crazy. It's a good feeling to fertilize my containers. We've had so much rain. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful as far as not having to water. But the containers still need fertilizer. When you're fertilizing with like a liquid thing like Dramatic, when the soil's already wet, you're not losing a lot of your fertilizer when you're putting it on. So you're just putting a little bit on, you're letting it soak in, and it's going to make everything go nuts. I'm excited about that. And that's the topic I did on Pittsburgh Today Live was it's not too late to garden. We also talked about deadheading and watering, and so that is all at Pittsburgh at DougOster.com. I almost said Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I haven't worked there in a long time. So And then I planted sweet peas. Sweet peas are like they love cool weather. And I planted them like on March 17th, and they grew really well. And then it got hot. I got like one bloom. Last year I did better with them. And I'm replanting garbanzo beans. I promised my wife I'm going to grow garbanzo beans for her. And the first set got eaten by a rabbit. I've figured that out. The rabbit's not getting in. But I'm also planting some Swiss chard. I'm planting arugula, planting some more bush beans. There's still time for that. And actually picking the first tomatoes of the year, a variety called Juliet that I love. It was a 1999 All-America selection. It's one of my favorite. It's bigger than a grape tomato, but smaller than like a Roma, something like that. And Juliet is one of those tomatoes where it really has to be ripe to get the best taste out of it. And then Early Girl, you can't go wrong with Early Girl. Years and years ago, I did a test with a farm where I put all these early tomatoes out in the field, like 200 different seed packets I found from all over the place. And I thought I thought something weird would win the taste competition and the speed competition, but it was old Early Girl that did it. And so you can't go wrong with Early Girl. And another plant I want to talk about today that's going nuts that the deer won't touch, it's called hardy banana. You're not going to get bananas off it, but it has this tropical look to it. And you'll start with one. It'll make all these babies. And right now I got 6 or 7. And the biggest one is eventually going to be at least 15 feet tall. And it's just a beautiful, easy to grow plant. At the end of the season, I just take a pruning saw, cut it at the soil. So it becomes like a big tree, throw it in the compost pile. And then I cover the whole thing with straw and let it do its thing all winter long. And then it comes up through the straw. And again, it's just something you don't have to do anything with it. Now, the saga of the Chiltepin pepper continues. I made a big deal about this pepper. It's the mother of all peppers. It's a hot pepper half the size of a pea. And a nursery brought in flat after flat of them. People were buying them. I was telling them about it. Last year, I fell in love with this pepper. It's just so easy to grow. And that little itty-bitty pepper, you can just throw it into a dish and it'll do its thing. Well, they were mislabeled by the company that sells them. And so it's a different pepper. And, people were sending me messages like, this doesn't look like the Chiltepin, the little itty bitty. I said, it's not. They started, probably thousands of flats with the wrong seeds somehow. Well, I just decided, since I made such a big deal of it, I started some seeds as soon as I got back from Poland. I couldn't start them in advance. I was gone 12 days. And so this might be a fool's errand, but it also might be a good experiment. So they're sprouted. There's little itty-bitty pepper plants, and I'm going to try and get them to grow as fast as possible. I'm thinking I'm going to probably, by the end of the season, have to have them in the greenhouse, but people will be able to try this Chiltepin pepper one way or another, and then next year we'll start again. Next year I'm not going to rely on this company to provide me with the right pepper. I'm going to start my own seeds, and there are only 2 seats left for my upcoming trip to the enchanted Christmas markets of Germany, France, and Switzerland. It's last year's travel price for this trip. All travel has gone through the roof, as you could imagine, just because the price of gas. And so I'm going to be going to see these Christmas markets, and man, they are just so awesome. And everyone's different. I have some people that are going, and they're sending me some messages. What about this Christmas market? What about that one? I'm like, yeah, we can check them out. They're just like these traditional outdoor festivals, and each place has a little stall, and it's got like handmade crafts from the area, not this stuff that they just bring in. It's like made there, and the food is amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you were thinking this trip might be right for you, you should go down, get on DougOster.com, take a look at it, because, as I said, only 2 seats left. And at the end of the month, I'll be teaming up with Jeff Verselli this year for Recipe of Hope. We are going to be partners, and Recipe for Hope is Friday, July 31st. The event helps fund Bonnie Diver's Hairpiece Charities, which helps women with cancer. I know that David Highfield and Heather Abraham will be there. We have a lot of fun. You get to meet all the local celebrities, and there's great food and drinks, and it's for a very good cause. It's at the Mayorneck Center in Evanworth, and I am making roasted garlic ravioli and fresh spinach cream sauce. I hope that sounds good to you. I always do something with garlic because I want to draw people to the event. You can find a link on how to get tickets at DougOster.com. I would love to see you there. If you've never been to Recipe for Hope, you should come. It's easy parking, got a big giant parking lot, and again, it's what Bonnie Diver is doing to help women with cancer for all these decades. It's just amazing, and I've been to every Recipe for Hope except one where I happen to be out of town, but I wouldn't miss it. So I hope you can come see me. That's Friday, July 31st.
All right, short break. We'll come back. Doug's going to take some calls, and then it's Davy Tree Talking Tree. This is the Organic Gardener Show, KDKA 100.1 FM, AM 1020.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations that serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Pirates took 2 from the Brewers yesterday, 7-6-3-2. Wrap up the series today at PNC Park before the All-Star break, 12:15. You can hear all the action, 93.7 The Fan. Derek Curell is exactly who the Pirates took for the 5th selection in the Major League Baseball draft yesterday. He's an outfielder from LSU. England secured a 2-1 extra time win over Norway in the FIFA World Cup quarterfinals. Jude Bellingham netted the winner. Argentina defeated Switzerland 3-1. And there are no scheduled matches for today. And coming up, it's the semifinals this week. It'll be Argentina, and they'll be taking on England, and France will take on Spain. Riverhounds lost to Loudoun United FC last night, 2-1 at FNB Stadium. And in Wimbledon, Linda Neskovia was the winner on the women's side, and today it's Alex Severev and Yannick Sinner for the men's title. And Conor McGregor's comeback after 5 years in the octagon lasted just seconds as he blew out his knee, and he lost in his fight to Max Holloway. More sports, 937thefan.com.
For a beautiful garden that's healthy and safe, use Dramatic Organic Fertilizers by Dram. It's the organic choice to produce brilliant fruits and vegetables that are healthy for your family. And because it's all natural, it's safe for barefoot fun and playful pets. Available at your local garden center or nursery. Ask for Dramatic Organic Fertilizers. Visit us online at dram.com. Dramatic Organic for dramatic results.
Alex Goen patented hypnosis. Stop smoking, no cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. In town July 23rd. Sign up at alexgoen.com. That's alexgoen.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hey, this is Calvin.
And Sam.
With Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
We're looking for experienced deck builders and lead carpenters who want to build high-end outdoor spaces without all the headaches. We specialize in premium decks, covered porch roofs, outdoor living spaces, and custom exterior projects. These are the kind of jobs that you'll actually be proud to put your name on.
And we pay fast.
Apply today at callthecousins.com/careers.
That's callthecousins.com/careers.
Call the Cousins.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here we go. Lots of calls for Doug as we get back to the organic garden. Your Pratt Pack KDK. Here's Nancy. You're up first on KDK. Good morning, Nance.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for taking my call. I have two questions for Doug. I went to several stores looking for some bush bean seeds, only because my first planting got eaten by little bunnies. And I did buy your hot pepper wax, so that is working. But I wanted to replant, and I couldn't find any bush beans in any of the stores. They have all the cold weather seeds now.
Wow.
Where I went. So I called Burpee. I went online and I ordered some seeds from them, but it's not going to get to my house till July 30th.
Oh.
Is that too late?
No, you're going to get the seeds. Give them a shot. We have a longer season now. Give it a shot. I mean, I'm planting bush beans. It's what, 11th, 12th? What's the date, Rob?
Today's the 12th. Today's the 12th.
So I'm planting them on the 12th. I'm planting them today, beans, and so that's just 2 weeks away. I'd give it a shot.
Okay.
You have nothing to lose. If you're going to order those seeds, put them in. And
they wouldn't be good next year, right?
No, they would be fine next year, but you're going to forget about them, and
I know
you're going to be like, oh, and then next July you're going to find your bean seeds. You're going to say, well, I wonder if I can wait one more year. Put them in, and make it an experiment. What's your second question?
Yeah, the second question is, did I miss Chinese lanternfly season because I haven't seen one?
Spotted lantern flies.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
They come and go. There's some areas here that we've been seeing them. In where I'm at, I don't see them. But 2 years ago, 2 years ago, they went crazy. So it's just one of those things when first there's an infestation, and then nature makes a balance, and so. I saw one in the pool yesterday, a little one. So that's just the way it is. All right, Nancy, thanks for your call. I got to get some other calls in here.
All right, here we go. The other Nancy. Nancy out in South Fayette. You're on KDK with Doug Oster. Good morning.
Well, you confused me with that other Nancy.
Oh, I figured that. You were probably sitting there and she, go ahead, Nancy, and you're talking and like, hey, what's going on here? Right.
Hey, I have a whole bunch of gay feather plants in my gardens, and I have a couple that are just like goofy. They're real tall and leggy and curling around and falling down. Is there anything I can do like in the spring next year to prevent these from getting so weird looking?
No, it's probably just a weather thing. That's just what they do, and it's just nature. There's nothing. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just weather related, and every season is a little bit different. And I always say, if you're looking at something in the garden that you can't stand, just look to the right about 3 feet, and you'll see something that you like.
Wonderful advice. Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Nancy.
All right, that's why we always say what city you're calling from, Nancy, so next time you won't be so confused. Here's Joe in Penn Hills. Good morning, and welcome to KDKA.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I've got another question about spotted lanternflies after Nancy.
All right.
Hey, you suggested once horticultural oil to spray on them.
Yep.
Does that kill them, or does that...
Eventually it does. What horticultural oil does, you have to get it right on the pest, and it covers the pest, and eventually it suffocates the pest. And so that's how it works. It's not like an instant chemical pesticide. This is a natural way, organic way to deal with the pest without negatively affecting the good bugs. So that's the idea. You're actually getting it on the pest, and it's not instant, but then it will kill the pest. The people that have grapes, I think, have had it the worst. Again, when we talk about spotted lanternfly, it's selective in what it can feed on. And from talking to entomologists, they've told me that you have to have positive pressure in the plant, meaning that it exudes something. The spotted lanternfly can't suck out the liquids it wants. It has to have liquid coming out. And so grapes and maples and tree of heaven, These are the plants that they're after because that's what they can feed on. That's why they're not feeding on our tomatoes or our peppers, because they don't have positive pressure. And everybody has a different amount of spotted lanternfly. Mine are insignificant now, but years ago, maybe 3 years ago, they were in an infestation. And so it's just one of those things. Joe, do you have them? Are you seeing a lot of them?
I've had them on my grapevines for about the last 3 weeks, and they have little parades. There may be 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, is this Harmony any faster or more effective than the oil?
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, but I know it's good stuff. I've used it in the past, but I'm not sure if it's any faster or I'm not sure how it works, but I know I know that it does work because I've had other people that have told me about it, that it's an effective way to deal with them. So I'm just using the horticulture oil because I have it, and I rarely have to spray. I rarely have to spray anything in my garden. Nature sets up a good balance. In fact, I haven't sprayed anything that I can think of this year. And if I did spray something, it would be horticultural oil or maybe insecticidal soap, maybe an organic fungicide. Like Revitalize from Bonide, but that's the only stuff that I'm going to use in my garden because that's how I garden, and I don't have a lot of problems with infestations of pests. So I've got the horticulture oil, and that's what I'm using for problems like the spotted lanternfly.
Yeah. I did notice that they are on the Concord grapes, but not on the Catawba. I wonder if the Concord has a different pressure inside the vines then.
That's interesting. It must, because they're always going to go to the plant that they can get what they want from the easiest. So that's an interesting observation, and one that I'll have to note is that certain types of grapes are attacked more often than other types of grapes. That's interesting. Well, good luck on that. Yeah. Good luck on dealing with those pests on your grapes. As I said, grape growers are the ones that are really taking a beating from the spotted lanternfly.
All right, what's coming up with Steve?
We're going to talk all about pests and diseases, what Steve from the Davey Tree Expert Company has been seeing this season. Looking forward to picking his brain a little bit because it's been an unusual season. Every season's different, but this one, with all this rain, it's certainly going to make an impact for fungal issues. So we'll talk to Steve Fleur from Davey Tree when we come back.
All right, stay with us. Much more to come today. Your Pat Pack till 1 o'clock, KDKA.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid...
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends August 3rd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Milo's Money Days are here, and we're making it rain for rewards members. For the first time ever, when you make a purchase of $200 or more through July 12th, you'll get up to $30 back in extra Milo's money. Not a member yet? Join for free today, because members get more at Lowe's. Milo's Money Award varies based on status. Members in Gold get 30, Silver get 20, and Bronze get 10. Milo's Money valid for 30 days. Restrictions and more terms at Lowe's.com/Milo's Money Days.
Mommy, how come
all my cats in the front seat?
Because I love you and you're just not ready yet.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The source you trust for news and information that matters. News Radio, KDKA.
Colin Dunlap on KDKA.
So this is a hot dog. A glizzy, but bigger. It's a hot dog, but it's a bigger hot dog. So they're calling it the Big Glizzy.
Is it glizzy or gleazy? You keep screwing me up.
I'm sorry. The Big Glizzy today. he was.
This may be the first time Skeen's ever had a glizzy.
Weekdays 2 to 6 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 69 degrees, Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has died. His office said in a statement late last night that Graham died Saturday night, quote, from a brief and sudden illness. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan with the latest.
Senator Lindsey Graham turned 71 3 days ago and had just completed his 10th trip to Ukraine to meet with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now comes word that Graham, first elected to the Senate in 2003, has died after what his office calls a brief and sudden illness. Graham was a sharp critic of President Trump when both were running for the Republican nomination in 2016, but would later become one of Trump's staunchest defenders. Lindsey Graham, dead at 71. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
More now from ABC's Shannon Kingston on Graham's recent trip to Ukraine.
Shortly before his death, Senator Lindsey Graham made his 10th visit to Ukraine, touring a drone manufacturer and meeting with President Zelensky. In a video posted by Zelensky the day before Graham's death, the senator appears healthy, asking Zelensky about his recent meeting with President Trump on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Graham also said in a joint statement with a bipartisan group of senators on Friday that he was looking forward to advancing Russian sanctions legislation after reaching an agreement with the Trump administration. Shannon Kingston, ABC News, Washington.
A motorcyclist was killed in a crash Saturday afternoon in North Huntington in Westmoreland County. Coroner's office identified the man as 59-year-old Charles McCutcheon of Jeanette. Police say he was riding his motorcycle along Route 30 when he was struck by a vehicle head-on attempting to make a turn. A crash under investigation. Well, Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was found shot in the leg in Allentown. It's happened Saturday night just before 10 o'clock along Knox Avenue. A man was taken to the hospital. He's expected to be okay. No word on any suspect descriptions. The woman who died in a crash Saturday morning in West Mifflin has been identified. Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office says 60-year-old Shelley Hunter of Whitaker died at the scene of the crash. That's near Lebanon Church Road and Buttermilk Hollow Road. Crash happened around 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Still unclear what led to that multi-vehicle crash. The crash under investigation. KDK Radio News Time at 7:33. The AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
What do you want to do this week? Why not put Sorgles on your list? What? You've never been to Sorgles? Just come once and you'll be hooked. Hi, this is Randy from Sorgles. As a family-run business with lots of family on the floor, we have so much to share with you. And here's the list. The Greenhouse and Garden Center, Home Accents and Home Decor, Houseplants and Supplies, the Bakery and Deli, new baby apparel, we are told that's the best in the Pittsburgh area, Fresh Fruit Market with an abundance of our own farm produce, the Wine Shop from Arrowhead Winery, hand-dipped ice cream, cider slushies, candy and stacks, Arsenal Cider's tasting room, the gift barn with 3 floors of gifts and children's toys, the farm goats, oh, they're so comical, Naturally Sorgles, over 2,000 gluten-free items, the sluice for the kids, tiny town play area, and we have fresh pop kettle corn all the time. And don't be afraid of the parking and traffic at this time of the year. It's all doable. Sorgles, 724-935-2090.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
The The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It is going to be partly sunny today with a high up to 86. Tonight, clear skies, low 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 87. A hot day Tuesday with sunshine, high 93, and then 96 on Wednesday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey, let's start off by giving you an opportunity to win a gift card from Janoski's in Clinton. 10th caller wins it, 412-922-1020.
And now, it's time for Talking Trees, a service of the Davey Tree Expert Company.
We're joined by Steve Fallor from the Davey Tree Expert Company. Today we're talking all about pests and diseases. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good, Doug. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. First question is, how has the season's weather affected pests and diseases, or has it?
Oh, it absolutely has. We went from a pretty wet and long rainy spring. Now we're into the dead heat of summer. We're just listening to the weather there, and it says it's going to be 96 on Wednesday. So if you're hot when you're outside, so are your plants. They're stressed just like you are.
I'm stressed already with this humidity, and it's going to be tough when it gets that hot. So tell me a little bit about what you're seeing. Let's start with diseases. I'm just got to assume with all this rain, there's got to be fungal issues out there.
Absolutely, Doug. You're correct there. The wet spring does bring on a lot of what we see as phytophthora root rot with evergreens, rhododendrons, yews, arborvitaes. We're seeing a lot of that. If you see one singular dead stem in a rhododendron, that's a dead giveaway of phytophthora root rot. That is something we see a lot of. Moving into, with it being as hot and dry as it's going to be here this summer, oak wilt is going to be something we're going to see quite a bit. So start looking for what's called flagging on your oak trees. You start seeing some of the leaves that are starting to wilt and droop in certain pockets of the canopy. The best thing to do is give an arborist a call.
How has it been working in this weather? I feel bad for the people at the nursery, but I feel even worse for somebody who might have to climb a tree under these circumstances with this humidity, with all that safety gear you have to have on.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for sure. All winter long, it's cold, and all summer long, it's really hot. We haven't had the 95-degree days the past couple years. This year, we've had a handful already. So a lot of water, a lot of Gatorade, work in the shade as much as possible, and take breaks. That's been kind of the motto of the summer so far.
Anything else disease-wise before we move on to pests?
Yeah, Dutch elm disease. We're kind of seeing an uptick in Dutch elm disease. These large shade trees, I mean, we're getting some rain, but when it's this hot, they're stressed. They're very, very stressed. So with the stressed tree, that invites these fungal pathogens to kind of attack, and that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
I hate it when you say oak wilt because I've so far avoided it. I mean, I have it going through my forest, and it's been stopped by a driveway. It's on one side and not the other. But I'm looking up this time of the year, worried about oak wilt. And one thing I know from having oak wilt is you never prune an oak or an elm actually this time of the year, right?
Absolutely. Oak, elm, ash. Do not touch them. Don't snip the ends of them. If the branches are hitting you in the face when you're mowing, just wait. December through March is the proper time frame to be pruning those trees.
What's with an ash? Why aren't we doing that on an ash?
Just pruning, whether it be good cuts or bad cuts, it's still a stressful situation for the tree. So we're worried about emerald ash borer there. And they are still around.
I didn't know that. So what have you seen when we go talking about EAB, the ash trees that have sprouted up, are they still growing okay, or are they under attack by emerald ash borer, or do you know?
So the pressures of EAB, emerald ash borer, are lower than they ever have been because the numbers of ash trees are lower than ever, right? Whenever that all happened, the the emerald ash borer seemed to like the larger trees whenever they came in the big wave they came in. So all of the saplings back in 2010, 2012 that are now, kind of mature or mid-mature trees are doing pretty well. With the EAB pressure being lower than it ever has been, those trees are getting a chance to grow. So we're seeing more and more ash trees kind of develop into mature trees in the urban landscape now.
Well, that's a good thing. But I guess it's just a mystery whether they will perpetuate or will the emerald ash borer increase its. I don't know. Is it a mystery or is there a prognosis?
It's a bit of a mystery right now. I mean, there's a lot of research and development around it, right? We don't want the ash trees to just go away. So a lot of people are putting a lot of effort into it. One thing that we're doing, in our office, a lot of our clients, we're still treating for EAB, emerald ash borer, on the ash trees that our clients have. There are systemic injections, there are soil injections, there's things you can do to help protect your trees. But like I said, the numbers are pretty low. So if you see an ash tree or if you have an ash tree, consider yourself to be lucky.
Boy, there's one in the North Hills that Davey is actually working on, the North office. And I was sent out there to take some pictures of it for one of the Davey catalogs. And I'm telling you, it is a huge, beautiful, mature ash. And I was seeing it just as it was changing color, or actually when it was hitting its peak of color. And I kind of forgot how beautiful an ash tree is after, they all kind of disappeared. So I'm sure from my point of view as a plant lover and from your point of view as a tree professional, it would be great to see the ash tree come back, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. It would be awesome. I mean, like I said, for the people that still have them, you should definitely consider yourself to be lucky because they are a beautiful urban tree. That fall time color is, it's stunning. They stick out.
Yep.
If everything else is changing color, you can still find an ash tree because of how beautiful they are. So yeah, it would be great if we could build management plans to keep them around.
Yeah. So tell me the name of that disease again we've talked about with the root rot that like a rhododendron would get. What is it called?
Phytophthora. It's a hard one to say.
Is mulch a positive or a negative with something like that? I just kind of thought of that when you were talking about root rot. If we mulch the right way, which means more like a donut, not a volcano, we've talked about this in length, does that have any effect on the disease?
So proper mulching, in my opinion, is a net positive.
Okay.
Now, the key word there is proper mulching. I go around and see so many plants that are buried 4 to 6 inches deep with mulch. That's just entirely too much mulch. Should never have more than 2 inches. And yes, if your new tree or your rhododendron is buried 6 inches deep with mulch, number one, you're suffocating the root system, and two, you're adding excessive moisture around the root collar of the tree.
Right.
That's where that phytophthora is going to come in and start to attack your plant.
What do we do if that does get diagnosed? Is the plant a goner, or is there something we can do?
It depends on how advanced the fungal pathogen has become in internal of the plant. The first thing you need to do is change the environment in which the plant is in, or the situation. If you have too much moisture, you need to fix the reason why you have too much moisture, whether it be a low-lying area, too much runoff, too much mulch. That's what you need to fix. There are plenty of therapeutic products that can help that process, help the plant ward off the phytophthora root rot or recover from the damage. But you have to change the situation. You can't just start fertilizing a plant and think that it's going to fix the phytophthora root rot. We have to fix the underlying issue first.
Every day, someone sends me a picture of a shrub or a tree that is struggling some way, and there's no way to diagnose the problem from a photo. That's why every day I'm telling people you need a certified arborist to come to the property and take a look. And you guys come for free, right?
Yes, we do.
And again, with a certified arborist, you're bound by a code of ethics. This is what I love about having the certified arborist come to my property from Davey, I know that he's not going to try and sell me something I don't need. You guys are more like a scientist. You're not a salesman. So talk a little bit for the last minute here about the importance of having a certified arborist come to diagnose these issues.
Absolutely, Doug. I would love to talk about that. And first and foremost, it comes down to just doing the right thing. We are arborists. We do have a code of ethics, code of conduct, everything. We are there to be a liaison between the plants and the people that care about the plants, right? We are there to give you all of the information that we possibly can. Yes, we will build a property management plan for you to take care of these disease, mites, insect issues. But no, we're not there just to sell you things. We're not salesmen. We're arborists first, always will be, always have been since 1880.
Well, that's awesome to hear, because I know all over the place there's people showing up to look at tree issues, and they will not leave the property without getting work. And even if the work does not need to get done, and I see these, I know you do too, when you drive by, just butchered trees, just the wrong thing done. What is it like if I'm in the truck with you and you're looking at a top tree, for instance, and we got to go to break in just a second. So, Steve, what is it like when you see that?
It's awful. I mean, we see it all the time. Have a lot of conversations around do not top trees.
Yeah.
A lot of conversations.
Steve, we got to take a break. Hang in there. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit more. We'll hit the insect problems. For more information about Davey Tree, or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts like Steve from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733.
We'll be back.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Little mistletoe and holly. It's Christmas in July, and it's happening shortly at the farm, Janoski's in Clinton. It will be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Crafters, vendors, food trucks, the Pittsburgh Gem Show. And remember, this event is free admission, and they kindly ask you to bring a canned good to support the West Allegheny Food Pantry. It's going to be held, rain or shine. The event's going to be located near the Lakeside Pavilion, right behind the farm market. So come on all. And 'tis the season for Christmas in July. Today, beginning at 10 a.m., Janoski's in Clinton.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm for the people. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwick Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Quality Foods with 8 locations that serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Pirates took 2 from the Brewers yesterday, 7-6-3-2. Wrap up the series today at PNC Park before the All-Star break, 12:15. You can hear all the action, 93.7 The Fan. Derek Curell is exactly who the Pirates took with the 5th selection in the Major League Baseball draft yesterday. He's an outfielder from LSU. England secured a 2-1 extra time win over Norway in the FIFA World Cup quarterfinals. Jude Bellingham netted the winner. Argentina defeated Switzerland 3-1, and there are no scheduled matches for today. And coming up, it's the semifinals this week. It'll be Argentina, and they'll be taking on England, and France will take on Spain. Riverhouse lost to Loudoun United FC last night, 2-1 at FNB Stadium. And in Wimbledon, Linda Neskovia was the winner on the women's side, and today it's Alex Severev and Yannick Sinner for the men's title. And Conor McGregor's comeback after 5 years in the octagon lasted just seconds as he blew out his knee, and he lost in his fight to Max Holloway. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
This July, celebrate red, white, and blue along with beautifully made custom window treatments from La China Drapery and Blind Factory. For over 60 years, La China has been manufacturing custom draperies in their own Dormont factory, filled with thousands of yards of quality fabrics. Visit La China's Dormont or Wexford showrooms, tour their factory, or schedule free shop-at-home service. From measuring to professional installation, La China does it all. Call 412-665-4900 or go to lachinadrapery.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, some unique recipes on the grill. That's what we're cooking up on the Coons Cooking Hour next hour. But right now, it's all about Doug Oster and Steve Allure. Davey Tree, talking trees. Go ahead.
Welcome back, Steve. We're talking about pests and diseases, and I saved the pests for last. So, what's the first one on your list? Because we talked before we came on, and Steve gave me a long list of pests to discuss.
Yeah, absolutely, Doug. One that we're getting a lot of calls for right now, and an easy one for homeowners to identify, is hemlock woolly adelgid.
Mm-hmm.
That also goes hand in hand with hemlock elongate scale and spider mites. Usually what we're getting the call for is the hemlock woolly adelgid. That's specific to hemlocks, but it looks like little tiny cotton balls, very white, very vibrant white, on the underside of the leaf. It's very easy to identify, very easy to see. So that triggers a lot of phone calls for us right now.
What I'm doing is wherever I see it, I'm spraying it with horticultural oil. But I don't actually know the timing of the crawlers and all that. I don't know when it's best, but if I see that white on there, I'm covering it with horticultural oil. When you have a 40-foot tall tree, though, that's not going to be an effective way to deal with the pest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if it's just hemlock woolly adelgid, horticultural oil is going to pretty much take care of that. They're pretty easy to manage. It's the hemlock elongate scale and the spider mites that are also they're separate issues, but they kind of go hand in hand. It's a complex issue. The hemlock woolly adelgid, like I said, that looks like the white cotton balls. If you flip the needles over, and you see what looks like a salt and pepper substance on the underside of the leaves, that's the hemlock elongate scale. Those little white and black salt and pepper looking substances are shells. It's where you'll need systemic insecticides to help take care of that. It's very manageable. It's extremely common. So it's something an arborist should be able to identify very easily on site and give you a management plan for it.
And how can I tell if I've got spider mites?
So the spider mites, what you do is you look down the stem of the leaf coming off the hemlock. And as the leaflet attaches to the stem, you'll see a faded color, sometimes yellow, sometimes light brown, almost like a lime green sometimes. What the spider mites like to do is lay right there near where the leaflet connects to the stem and put the little mouth parts into the plant and just suck out the nutrients as it's trying to force them out to the foliage.
What other species do spider mites go after? Is there anything particular that they really love?
Oh, they love evergreens.
Mm-hmm.
So all of your boxwoods, rhododendrons, your hemlocks, your spruces, they love all of those. This time of the year, we can get into even things like maples and honey locust. they have a pretty wide variety of species they like to feed on because there's a lot of constant food sources. So be on the lookout. Like we always go back to, call a certified arborist.
Yeah.
Get somebody out there. They're manageable, but you want to start a management plan before it gets out of hand, before it really starts to affect your plant.
Yeah, I have been lucky on my hemlock woolly adelgid this year. For some reason, the cold winter really knocked them back. It's not that I don't have them, but I don't have them as bad as I've had them in the past. So I've been lucky. When you go to a property and you kind of have these things like a hemlock woolly adelgid, can you tell even before you get close to the tree that this has this problem, because they are kind of seasonal and they come and go as far as their populations?
Absolutely, Doug. I mean, after years of experience, you can kind of see the stuff driving down the road. But I mean, if you're on a property as an arborist and you're looking at everything, right? We owe it to the client to look at everything in the property every time we're there. You're going to be able to see hemlock woolly adelgid in scale, that complex. You're going to see pockets of thin needles, yellowing needles, a lot of needle drop underneath the plant. Those are some 3 dead giveaways. So, if you see any of those 3 things, walk up to the tree, grab the needles, flip them over on the other underside, and you're probably going to find those insects and mites right there.
What would be the next big pest on your list? We've got about a minute and a half left.
Well, everybody keeps wanting to talk about spotted lanternfly this year.
Yes.
We are still getting a lot of calls for that. We're not seeing a huge population of them. I mean, they're still around a little bit here and there, but they're not nearly as the population is declining for sure. It's moved west. They're into the Ohio range now. It's something to keep an eye out on, but we don't have to be hyper focused on it any longer, in my opinion.
Is grapes the number one thing you think, or is there something else that it's damaging worse than grapes?
I think that's a pretty subjective question based on what you're using your plant material for, right? If you own an orchard, then yeah, you are very, very much so worried about your grapes, and I think you have the right to do so. Grapes, they really, I mean, in our experience, river birch, that was a big target of theirs. It's not just the tree of heaven like everybody thinks.
Right. Well, I'm just glad that they're not an infestation like they used to be. But are you seeing pockets of them? Is that how it works, or is it just in general?
Yes.
In general, they're just like kind of fading away.
Both of those statements are true. In general, I do think they're fading away. We are seeing pockets of them, usually in more naturalized areas, kind of the edge of wood lines where there's grapevines, things like that. That's kind of where I see them the most. But just generally in the urban landscape, we're not seeing many of them. We'll see pockets here and there.
One more pest real quick.
Ticks. We're getting a lot of calls about ticks as well. They are around. Yes, they can be managed. Yes, you do have to spray for them.
What do you do? We're running out of time. What do you do if you're worried about ticks?
Keep your lawn mowed. Try to avoid tall grasses, tall weeds. If you have animals, keep the animals away from the tall weeds and tall grasses. Ticks like to sit in there. They like to jump to something that's moving by as they're passing by.
All right, Steve, we're out of time. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I think next time we better talk a little bit longer about ticks. For more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts from Davey at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733. Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
Rob Taylor coming up next at 8 a.m.
Hard at work for over 75 years, Dram watering tools have been the professional's choice for quality and durability. Now you can create the softest shower of rain with a Dram rain wand in your garden. Choose from 9 water patterns for a variety of uses with a revolver spray gun. And use a color storm sprinkler for a lush playground. Quality you can depend on for a lifetime. Dram, the professional's choice for lawn and garden. Available at a fine garden center near you. Visit us online at dram.com.
I'm Bob Burke. founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know, taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 70 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has died. Graham died Saturday night, quote, from a brief and sudden illness, according to his office, which released the statements early this morning. Let's get more now from ABC's Jim Ryan.
Senator Lindsey Graham turned 71 3 days ago and had just completed his 10th trip to Ukraine to meet with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now comes word that Graham, first elected to the Senate in 2003, has died after what his office calls a brief and sudden illness. Graham was a sharp critic of President Trump when both were running for the Republican nomination in 2016, but would later become one of Trump's staunchest defenders. Lindsey Graham, dead at 71. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
ABC's Shannon Kingston now with the details on Graham's trip, his recent trip to Ukraine.
Shortly before his death, Senator Lindsey Graham made his 10th visit to Ukraine, touring a drone manufacturer and meeting with President Zelensky. In a video posted by Zelensky the day before Graham's death, the senator appears healthy, asking Zelensky about his recent meeting with President Trump on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Graham also said in a joint statement with a bipartisan group of senators on Friday that he was looking forward to advancing Russian sanctions legislation after reaching an agreement with the Trump administration. Shannon Kingston, ABC News, Washington.
A motorcyclist was killed in a crash Saturday afternoon in North Huntington in Westmoreland County. Coroner's office identified the man as 59-year-old Charles McCutcheon of Jeanette. Police say he was riding his motorcycle along Route 30 when he was struck by a vehicle head-on attempting to make a turn. Crash is under investigation. The woman who died in a crash Saturday morning in West Mifflin has been identified. County Medical Examiner's Office says 60-year-old Shelley Hunter of Whitaker died at that scene of the crash in West Mifflin near Lebanon Church Road and Buttermilk Hollow Road. Crash happened around 7 o'clock Saturday morning. That crash under investigation. KDK Radio News Time, it's 8:02. Let's get to the AccuWeather forecast for your Sunday next.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
A small business affirmation from Progressive.
Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Lose weight. Alex Goen patented hypnosis, the only weight loss method in America proven useful by the U.S. Patent Office because it reprograms your subconscious, engineered to kill cravings, emotional eating, late night fridge attacks, full on half the food so you lose the weight, no matter what you tried before. Engineered to work. Only $59.99 or your money back. Weight loss seminar Thursday, July 23rd. Doubletree by Hilton Green Tree, 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking 8 p.m. Arrive early. Sign up at alexgoen.com. Goen. That's alexgoen.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We will have partly sunny skies today with a high up to 86. Clear skies tonight, low down to 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 87. Then turning hot on Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 93, up to 96 on Wednesday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
All right, unique recipes on the grill. We want to hear from you at 866-391-1020. Some lucky listener is going to take home a $25 gift certificate from Coons Market. Frank Dentisi is here, and you know what? Grilling is not just for burgers and hot dogs anymore. I cannot believe in only the time that we've been doing this show, which has been a few decades, it has really become even a gourmet treat by, vegetables and more when it comes to grilling. You can even do some desserts, too. So when it comes to unique recipes, there are plenty to talk about, are there not? Good morning, Frank.
Yeah, pretty much everything you cook inside can be cooked right out on the grill. And a lot of it, I know for me, it's the convenience of just not running inside and running back outside. Even as far as frying, you talk heating oil up in a foil pan, and then being able to fry French fries or fry some chicken wings or something like that out on the grill. Not as easy, but can be done. And then you don't have the oil splattering over. I hate frying in a frying pan in the kitchen just because oil splatters everywhere. But if you can fill a foil pan, a deeper foil pan with oil, and fry your French fries outside, or even some nice chicken wings or something, or boneless chicken wings, makes it a lot easier for cleanup at the end of the day, and the wife's not yelling at you, for messing up the kitchen. Because I'm good for it. I'm cooking, I'm doing, and we're ready to eat. I put everything out, delicious food, and I just try to keep her out of the kitchen afterwards because it's just a mess. Has to all be cleaned up. It's almost like redoing your kitchen afterwards. Outside, you don't have to worry about that. Anything drops on the floor, the dogs eat. And the next, you turn the grill off, and the next time you turn it on, you're heating up the full power, and you're just using the grill brush to get any of the carbon off. So makes it a lot easier outside. Plus, it's fun. You grab yourself a nice adult beverage and just sit outside, as long as it's not raining or anything like that, and just enjoy being in nature and being outside.
Yeah, being outside is half the treat. But isn't it amazing when you think about outdoor grilling and how you said you can do everything outside that you can do on the inside? But a lot of the things that we've taken out to the grill in the old days, meaning 50s, 60s, 70s, were not necessarily a staple when it came to grilling. I've often wondered how fried chicken has become a picnic favorite, but I'm sure now you could actually prepare it on a grill. There would be a way to do that. But think about it. Potato salad, macaroni salad, watermelon. Really, none of that stuff has anything to do with the grill, but they're picnic staples.
Yeah, those are things you brought with you to a picnic. Fried chicken, first of all, it's, when you're going out and you're eating outside, even though a lot of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, it's more finger friendly. You don't have a place to wash the dishes, so it's paper plates, paper and plastic utensils. But like fried chicken's more, finger friendly, where you can pick up a piece of chicken and eat it. I think that's part of where it comes from. Of course, a salad's nice cold, something cold and refreshing to go along with whatever you cooked on the grill. Burgers pair well with a potato salad or with a macaroni salad or any number of pasta salads. Any big picnic, family gathering, family reunions, graduations, and such. Those are your staple items you usually see outside. But a lot of that you can prepare right there on the grill if you have the patience and the time to do that. Just in your everyday cooking, not for parties. It's hard because there's not enough room to get. You need 4 grills. But to be able to, for just your normal everyday cooking, take it all outside. Put if you need some, it's going to fall through the grill, make a foil packet for it. Like vegetables are good for a foil packet because it kind of steams itself. You want that smoky flavor. Well, you can get a smoker's box, just a little stainless steel box with holes in it. You get your favorite wood chip, wet it down for, you can go 15 minutes to a couple hours, depending on how moist you want it to be. And it's just going to smolder as you're cooking. So even if you have a gas grill, you can create smoke to be able to get those flavors in there. You want to, I take advantage of the grill more during in my opinion, where I could be doing more is during the holidays when you're cooking more meals, more sides. You're doing a lot of cooking that needs multiple ovens. Well, don't bother. You have one oven inside. You're perfectly fine because you can use the grill on the outside. Like I've done hams on the outside. If you had to keep something warm, utilizing that grill, even though it's colder outside, it can still be during the summer too. But in the winter and fall where it's colder outside, you can still utilize that grill on the outside. Just adjusting the temp because of the coldness outside, it does kind of chill it down when the heat's turned down a little bit. So adjusting probably another 25 degrees. And then just having fun, I wonder if I can make brownies on the grill. Let's see what happens. Because basically that's all you're doing is taking outside. It's an oven. It's a little more vented than a regular oven. I'm talking for gas grills now. For charcoal, you can do the same thing. You're just going to get a smokier flavor to it, but I don't know. Maybe brownies with that nice smoky flavor might actually be good. A different flavor. I've never done it. But there might be different ways to do it.
Ooey gooey.
Yeah. Again, another thing too is if you're making potato salad, you can always take those potatoes, parboil them, and then put them on the grill or in a smoker, just to get that smoke flavor onto the potatoes themselves. It'll end up infusing itself into the meatiness of the potato, and then you go ahead and make your potato salad with those potatoes. Again, you can't do them. It takes a long time to do them all on the grill like that, just like it would in the oven and in the house. You can be over an hour, but you can always cook them and parboil them and then put them on the grill, or you can pop them in the microwave if you're not making a whole lot. You wrap them in plastic wrap or a paper towel, poking holes in them, and then put them in the microwave for a few minutes. Depending on the size of the potato, you can go up to 5-6 minutes, depending on the size of the potato. But, just to make a little bit of salad, you can do those kind of things. One thing I haven't done on the grill, I wonder if it could be done, is boiling water. I've never done it.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
I'm sure you can do it.
Big kettle pot.
If you can make spaghetti, this would be the Italians' favorite oven. If you can make spaghetti, pasta
but let me ask you,
the grill.
A lot of people do a lot of open cooking, but can you get the same heat intensity from charcoal that you can gas? Can you do that? Is that possible?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just boost up. More charcoal, more heat. And with charcoal, it's not when the flames are going. It's when the flames are not seen. Those glowing embers on the bottom. So you add more charcoal, it'll cook longer and that intensity of the heat will stay harder. And it's gathering it up, making sure that's more condensed into the center of the grill so you can utilize the grill better, with the indirect and the thing. And then utilizing a lot with your lid, because without that lid, you're not going to get that intense heat on the product the whole time. Because you're only cooking from the bottom at that point, where if you want an all-around cook or to speed something up, or if you just want to brown something off like a steak, like not like a steak, because a steak's better on the open anyway, but browning it off to get that sear, and then to finish the inside, maybe it's a thick steak or a pork chop or something like that. Then you then you can, on a gas, you can turn that heat down and put the lid on. On a grill, charcoal grill, you can move it over to the side where it's less indirect. Put the lid on, and then open the vent. It'll let some of that heat out, so it doesn't get, you won't have as much flame up, but it also keep it from getting too hot. So you can utilize as an oven to finish the inside, so that you're not burning the outside of it. So, there's a lot you can really do. It's really up to your own imagination.
All right, 866-391-1020. We got Pete and Crafton, Chuck and Shaler, unique recipes on the grill. That's what we're talking about today. And being that it's Pork Palooza, there's a lot of great things you can put to the grill that have a pork connotation to them. Correct, Frank?
Yeah, definitely. And, I brought in, we did the Pork Palooza this week, and focusing more on barbecue. What we need here in Pittsburgh is our own barbecue. There's Kansas City, there's the southern Georgias and all that. There's Texas barbecue. We need something here in Pittsburgh that's more unique.
All right.
Give us Pittsburgh barbecue. Something, like the Isley stripped ham is obviously a barbecue. We need our own little identity, I think, on barbecue.
We need our own identity. All right, short break. We'll come back. Unique items that you grill on that grill. We'd love to hear from you. Recipes. Get in here. You may take home a $25 gift certificate, but you got to participate to possibly win. 866-391-1020.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code CHIEF to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHIEF for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CHIEF for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here he is, Peter in Crafton. Wants to talk grilled oysters. I absolutely love oysters. Go ahead, Pete.
Good morning, gentlemen. Well, I don't like my oysters and clams raw. I like them cooked. Now, for oysters, everybody used to eat that oysters Rockefeller, and everybody was serving that. But you can put anything you want on there. On my oysters, I'd like to put a little bit of lemon juice and garlic butter, and put some Parmesan cheese on it, and put that on the grill. You can put anything you want. On my clams, I like pico de mayo, a little bit of shrimp, and some cheddar cheese on there, a little bit of white wine, a little bit of garlic butter. Put them on the grill. I would say maybe 300 degrees or so. Close the lid and let them cook for about 5 minutes. Check them out. If they're not bubbly hot, then close the lid again and let it go for another 5 minutes. Now, while they're cooking, you should have some spaghetti ready and some oil in a pan and a touch of butter. And then after the clams are bubbly hot and the oysters are bubbly hot, which you can put anything you want, celery, onions, carrots, any cheese you prefer. Asiago is delicious. And then bring them in, put them on a plate, make your pasta alla olio. Put that on a plate, and you got a darn good meal. As many clams or many oysters that you like to eat that day. With some little bit of garlic bread, you got a good meal.
That is a great meal. That's like a midsummer kind of a meal, something a little bit different. A lot of people don't do, and we have a couple stores that'll sell fresh oysters, especially up at McKnight, already shocked, where you don't have to go through that opening them. That can be fun, or that can be a pain in the butt. You know, you end up cutting your hand or whatever. Some of those oysters, man, they get sharp.
All right, unique when it comes to grilling on the grill. 866-391-1020. Here's Chuck in Shaler. Go ahead, Chuck.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Chuck. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I made grilled cauliflower and grilled camel burgers. For the spices, I use za'atar. I raided my wife's cabinet because she has a couple things I don't normally use. Smoked paprika, coriander, garlic and onion powder, salt and pepper, allspice, and cumin. I just took a little pinch of each and I put it in one of them little spice mixing bowls and mixed them up. Took the camel burger, because they're frozen. I let it thaw out a little bit, and then I sprayed it with Pam so that the spices would stick to it. Put the same thing on the cauliflower. Just sprinkled the spices on a whole head of cauliflower. And I cut up 2 onions, put it in a little meatloaf pan with some beer and a little bit of butter, and then I topped it off with the spices. And I put some smoker chips in, some cherry, and a bit of mesquite, because I want a little bit stronger smoke, but not too strong. Put the cauliflower on first, because that takes a good while to cook. And then I put the onions on, and then I took camel burger, let that cook on both sides, put some melted smoked cheddar cheese on top of it, toasted bun, and then put the cooked onions and lettuce, tomato, and that was a really good sandwich. Something different.
That sounds good.
And the cauliflower, that takes a while to cook, so all I do, I take my finger and poke the cauliflower. When it feels like it's ready to break apart, then it's time for it to come in.
Yeah, see, that's another one. That's something totally different to cook on. And the camel burgers, I'm guessing, is probably pretty lean. And
oh yeah, it's very lean and tender.
Yeah, I've never had them. I didn't even know they sold the ground camel here in the United States. I haven't seen that. I mean, I've seen, of course.
Oh yeah, I bought camel. Yeah, I bought camel, bison, elk in Venice. Yeah, deer meat. Yes, they have them already made in burgers.
Yeah, you got your own little herd.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I like trying something different, and not too many people call and say I made camel burgers.
Yeah, if anything, especially when you're cooking that those kind of different exotic meats is, it gets people talking. If you have people over or whatever, it gets them, I'll try it. Let's see. You're going to get some people like, I don't want it. So those ones you just don't tell them what they're eating.
No, my wife wouldn't try it. She knew what I was making. She just wanted extra onions because she was making one of the Mancini pizza crusts. So she goes, she wanted a little bit of onions to put on there. But she says, no, you can eat your Campbell burger. I don't want
it. More for you.
That's fine.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I like trying new stuff. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Got to try new stuff. That's what it's all about. Variety, the spice of life. Chuck, thank you so much. Good stuff, buddy. Let's go to Dorian and McKees Rocks up next on the Coons Cooking Hour. Hey, Dorian.
Hey, I'm hungry this morning. I need some advice on making kebabs. All right, on a stick. I got two kinds of steak. I got some sirloin tips, and I got some I got two kinds of beef on there, but I'd want to try and make them on the grill. So what should I put on a kebab?
Oh, it's basically your vegetables that you like. I like to, if you cut your vegetables up, like red peppers work out good. Slices of onion, but I'd use a sweet onion, like a Vidalia onion. Little mushrooms work out good. Usually the button mushrooms, and if they're too big, you just cut them a little bit, and those kind of things. And you can marinate them first, or marinate the whole kebab. Like the vegetables, you want to marinate them first. Just put them in a little bit of Italian dressing is my suggestion, or any kind of a dressing based, or one of the Laurie's marinades work good too. And marinate them first, and then rotate. You know, the biggest thing is to make the beef not too big of a cube. And the reason is when you're putting both those on, the vegetables and the beef together, you want them to cook about the same time. So if you do marinate the whole kebab, which actually helps with the time, when you marinate a protein, the meats, that water and that oil get inside the meat, and it ends up helping cook the meat. So going to like 1-inch cubes would work out pretty good. Those are leaner cuts, so they're not gonna flame up too much or anything like that. And that's basically it. You season it or marinate it. You know, I rotate one piece I put vegetables on the ends. You know, and it all depends your mix, what colors you want, or whatever your favorite vegetables are. But I rotate them, and so I'll put down a piece of, you know, say it's pepper. I'll put a slice of pepper, and then a piece of meat, and then a slice of onion, a piece of meat, a slice, you know, a button mushroom, then another piece of meat. Skewer wise, I a lot of people use just the wooden skewers. I got these metal ones they're not real, they're flat, so they have a flat point on them. And the reason why I got those is because I got tired of the meat spinning on me, where I'm trying to turn them over and the meat just keeps spinning to the same side. So that's just got annoying. So I went and did it. Plus, that being metal, it's going to help cook the inside of the beef, pork, or chicken that you have. So it helps cook that. And then it's just having fun with it, trying different flavors, trying different vegetables, especially when you have stuff in the garden coming up. Zucchini do work out very well on those. So you can always put something different. If you do have trouble with the vegetables not being done and the meat being done before it or whatever, you can always make the skewer separate. So you can put the veggies all on one skewer, the beef on the other skewer. You can still marinate them. I always suggest marinating because it's just the flavors just come out much better that way. And plus, again, it's just you can make them whatever flavor you want, whatever suits your imagination. There's so many different marinades out. And making those up. But if you put them separate like that, then you're not, you know, because what happened with kebabs, you're trying to finish the protein if you cut it too big, and you're burning the vegetables. So it all depends on your preference of what you want to do. And nice thing about them, if you're going to marinate them, you can make these all the day before. Put them in a container, put your marinade in, no matter which it is, set them in the fridge, and just overnight, they'll pick up a lot of those flavors, you know, just basically in the morning, what I would do is just toss them around inside the container just to mix everything back up again. Then when you're ready to cook, you can go bring them out and just throw them right back down the grill. I would cook them all like a medium heat. Again, that's trying to keep from any flame ups from any of the marinades that do have oil in them 9 times out of 10. And it's also keeping the vegetables from burning. And that medium heat will kind of slow roast it and keep the juices in there a little better too.
Dorian, good stuff. Thanks for the call. Good insight on your part, too, Frank. All right, stay with us. We're going to talk to Glenda in Verona. Chicken marinade. That's coming up as we continue to talk unique recipes for the grill. We'd love to hear from you. Some lucky listener going to take home a $25 gift certificate before the hour is up. Again, the number to be on the show with that recipe, 866-391-1020.
With multiple Tri-State Neuropathy Centers treatment locations throughout the region, relief from peripheral neuropathy has never been more accessible and successful. Here's Sean Ritchie, founder and DC of Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, with one of his stories from helping over 15,000 patients regain their comfort, mobility, and quality of life.
James from Youngwood suffered for 10 years. He had all the symptoms of neuropathy, the numbness, the pain, the burning, the stabbing, even had these jumpy legs at night. It was destroying his life, and he had to quit his job. After going through our non-invasive treatment program, we were able to get him pain-free, sleeping again. In fact, he told me he went hunting this year and was able to do it without any problem.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help James. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
This is Marty Griffin. I have seen so much anger these days. You know what's overwhelmed me with joy and optimism? This Get Marty. The folks in this community that have stepped up. You can't help your neighbor if you hate your neighbor. Get Marty epitomizes that opportunity to help people, feed people, clothe people, educate people. If you need me, get Marty at KDKRadio.com. It's where we will find a way to help you.
Presented by UPMC Health System, Phil DeLuceni and Associates, Cousins Roofing, Siding and Decks, and by Harold Shepley and Associates. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 71 degrees, Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has died. Graham died Saturday night, quote, from a brief and sudden illness, his office said in a statement. More from ABC's Jim Ryan.
Senator Lindsey Graham turned 71 3 days ago and had just completed his 10th trip to Ukraine to meet with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now comes word that Graham, first elected to the Senate in 2003, has died after what his office calls a brief and sudden illness. Graham was a sharp critic of President Trump when both were running for the Republican nomination in 2016, but would later become one of Trump's staunchest defenders. Lindsey Graham, dead at 71. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
And more now from ABC's Shannon Kingston on Graham's recent trip to Ukraine.
Shortly before his death, Senator Lindsey Graham made his 10th visit to Ukraine, touring a drone manufacturer and meeting with President Zelensky. In a video posted by Zelensky the day before Graham's death, the senator appears healthy, asking Zelensky about his recent meeting with President Trump on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Graham also said in a joint statement with a bipartisan group of senators on Friday that he was looking forward to advancing Russian sanctions legislation after reaching an agreement with the Trump administration. Shannon Kingston, ABC News, Washington.
And President Donald Trump on social media saying that Senator Lindsey Graham was, quote, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. End quote. Stay with News Radio KDK for more on this developing story. A motorcyclist killed in a crash Saturday afternoon in North Huntington, Westmoreland County. The coroner's office identified him as 59-year-old Charles McCutcheon of Jeanette. Police say he was riding his motorcycle along Route 30 when he was struck head-on by a vehicle that was attempting to make a turn. Crash is under investigation. KDK Radio News Time, it's 8:32. The AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
So, at Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, they help people move with less pain and more confidence. I've seen it. In fact, Physical has helped Pittsburgh get back on its feet with confidence through personalized one-to-one physical therapy and advanced balance treatment. It's amazing. The therapists use leading technology and customized care plans, focus on balance, neuropathy, and pain relief. You get back to doing the things you love safely and confidently. Call Monroeville Physical, 412-457-8800. 8200. 412-457-8200.
Sometimes you discover a product that changes your life. Harmony Organic Insect Control. My fear of fleas and ticks is over. Harmony also kills spiders, bed bugs, ants, roaches, stink bugs, lantern flies, and more. Nothing is safer. Nothing works better than Harmony. End the painful scratching that torments your pet. Spray Harmony on your pet's clothing, sofa, curtains, and pillows. Harmony Organic Insect Control also works outside in your garden. Get Harmony. Visit participating True Value hardware stores or online at harmonyoic.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It is going to be partly sunny today with a high up to 86. Tonight, clear skies, low 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 87. A hot day Tuesday with sunshine, high 93, and then 96 on Wednesday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, here we go. Right back to the phones. Here is Glenda in Verona. Hey, Glenda, welcome to KDKA.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I have a couple questions. I'm going to cook a chicken today over the charcoal grill. I'm going to spatchcock it, but my questions are some kind of different marinade. I've done Italian dressing before, so I want something different. And the other question is it helpful to parboil the chicken before you put it on the coals?
Doing the spatchcock, it should be fine cooking it that way. No, you don't. It'll tend to dry it, not so much dry it out, but it might get a little bit tough, like rubbery by part. Well, I mean, a little bit in the oven, but I don't know. That in between temperature, I think just leave it right on the grill the whole time. You're doing it on charcoal. Just I wouldn't go too crazy on the heat. Just letting it give it that time without, how chicken where, especially on the breast, if you're going to cook the outside of it too fast, and then you can't get that inside done. So you don't want it too crazy.
Should I put it on the side then, kind of indirect?
Yeah, if you feel that temperature, if you run your hand over it or even have a thermometer to check that temp, if it seems too high, I would make it a little more indirect. If the temperature is not too crazy, I would definitely use the lid to keep that under control and just keep checking it to make sure it's not burning or anything like that. As far as marinades, I've been using the Grill Mates has a nice variety in the dry packets. That I've had a lot of good luck with different flavors, especially this chili lime one that I really like. I've kind of got a hankering for it.
Do you mix those with something?
Just the oil.
What do you mix them with?
The oil.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it tells you right on the pack. Oil, and I believe there's might be a little bit of water in it. But yeah, you mix them up. They do really nice. That's why I suggest them, because there's such a nice variety. And for me to carry a variety at home, like my kitchen's smaller, all these different marinades I carry, I'd be taking up all this space for no reason. Those packets take up almost no space. They're cheap. You can use just a regular vegetable oil, and you don't have to use really olive oil or nothing. The one thing I do like to do, though, too, is take some extra on the side. Either after it's marinated, you'd have to cook it, or before you put the meat in, just put a little bit on the side, because it's nice to brush it on right before it's done cooking. So say your chicken's cooking, the last 5-10 minutes, you can brush some of that marinade on the outside, and then the heat will just kind of caramelize it a little bit on the outside. Just gives it a little extra kick that comes out really nice.
Sounds good. Great suggestions. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. You have to call back. Let us know how that chicken did.
All right, Glenda, thanks for the call. Anybody else? Unique Things on the Grill. You have a chance to win a $25 gift certificate. First time this hour, we actually have some available lines. All right, let's talk about some other things. You know, you can actually grill some chicken and put it on a salad. So that's another thing that you can do. Also, grilled stuffed peppers. That's another thing. And when it comes to veggies, sky's the limit, Frank.
Yeah, veggies I like to put, you know, you can always put a little pan out there on the grill too, you know, and cook your veggies and just let them leave a lid, let them simmer, put them off to the side, let them do their thing. I put them in, I like to always put them in a foil packet as well, where you put your little bit of, you're going to need an oil or a butter or something like that in there, a liquid with it, or even if you marinated them, that goes in there with it, and just tighten it up, seal it so none of it drips into the grill. You can have openings on top, just nothing in that. You don't want oil catching fire. I'm putting those to the side and letting them cook. If you have like a little if you ever pick up a little cast iron pan, something like that, that works great on the side of the grill just to do some vegetables. Say you have, we've been having them hot peppers this time of year coming from the farmers, the local farmers. You take those hot banana peppers, slice them down long ways. You can stuff them with sausage. You can stuff them with a mixture like you do a regular stuffed pepper. You can, you know, use a breadcrumb stuffing, whatever you want, or even a seafood stuffing. But you can cook those right inside that, a little, like one of those little cast iron pans. Put that right on the side and let those cook as the rest of everything else is cooking. Again, and just watching things is the biggest thing on a grill, especially charcoal, is really watching over it. So you put the lid, you do want to make sure you check every now and then. You don't want any flare-ups. That's the biggest thing to watch for. But then making sure, because it's more of an art, and every grill is different, and every time you use the grill is different because of the way you're using charcoal, and just watching things to make sure and just giving it a peek every now and then, make sure that you're not burning anything, making sure it's not overdone. You know, it could be cooking faster than you're used to. You know, gas grill is going to give you a little more control. You know, a propane is going to have a little more power to it. Natural gas has less pressure coming out of the home lines than the pressure you have in a propane tank. So the propane tank is going to tend to get to a hotter temperature. So watching those temperatures and utilize what you have. You have, put it to the side. You see it's not doing right, put the lid down, and knowing that, you know, check it every 5 minutes or so. You know, and you might see it's overcooking. Leave the lid open. I mean, there's a lot you can do to control your cooking, more than what you can control in an oven. You know, on a stovetop you can control up. In an oven, it's harder to control. You know, temperatures don't drop as fast. But in a grill, you can get that temperature down very fast by opening the lid, moving it to another side, moving it onto a second rack on the top. So there's a lot you can control, and it's fun. It really is, and it becomes an art. You learn from mistakes a lot of times too. But, you know, as you're doing it, you can really adjust things.
All right, so 866-391-1020. We want to hear from Unique Things on the Grill. Here's Diane in Valencia on the Coons Cooking Hour on KDKA. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, gentlemen. Great show. I love all the sharing of all these unique recipes and chocolate mixture. It's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's peach season. I had a friend share with me the other day that, you know, if you can find some good firm peaches, a lot of times, you know, they're softening up pretty quick. But wash all the peach fuzz off real good with your hands. I usually have a vinegar bottle that I do with a 50% water solution to spray off all my vegetables and fruits with. But get all that peach fuzz off really well. Just take your paring knife and just cut it around the sides of sort of where the seam is. Open it up, take the pit out, brush it with I use light extra virgin olive oil. Especially when you're dealing with fruits, you want a lighter taste to it. Once they're halved and you've brushed on your olive oil, place it on the grill until it takes probably just really about a minute or two, depending upon, you know, just said the temperature of your grill. Flip it over, set it on a side plate. You can serve it up as, you know, an accompaniment to whatever you're cooking up for the day, or top it off with some ice cream and crumbled up graham crackers for a great dessert. And another little trick a friend shared with me recently is she takes the more flatter skewers, not your rounded ones, but a more flatter type of skewer. Soak them in water for a little bit, coat those in some extra virgin olive oil, take a ground meat mixture, and just sort of take handfuls of it, crimp it around the skewer stick, grill those. It's sort of a great fun thing for kids. Sadly enough, as you were talking about the kebabs earlier, because as we know, the ground meat takes a longer time to cook. It'd be great to say you could put the vegetables on, but you can always do the vegetables on the side, and you have that as your little meal mixture to go as well, too.
Definitely. And sometimes when you're cooking, especially for you have people over, there's some people that they don't want the meat. And so if you're cooking them the vegetables separate, hey, they got their own kebab. They're happy as a clam, and they're happy to have what they want too. So, and I love with the ground meat on it. Growing up, my best friend, their family was Iranian, and they would make kebabs all the time, and it was ground beef on a metal skewer. The skewers were flat, and they were about maybe an inch wide, and they would put the ground beef right on there, and it was ground finer. It was basically kibbe beef, what they call it, and then they would put that on there and just throw them in the oven under the broiler all the time. Some they do in the summer, they could put them on a grill, but 9 times out of 10 they're using the broiler and the oven. And then I was talking to one of the guys from one of our vendors. Actually, he was in town with Tyson. He was talking about mock country. The mock city chicken. I was like, what the heck is that? He said, take ground pork,
right,
and putting it onto the wooden skewers, just like you were saying.
Oh.
And and then rolling them in breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs, and then frying pan or in the oven. And he said he had a lot of luck cooking with those and merchandising those in the stores, of course. But that's something that I want to try at home too. It just sounded good. You know.
Yeah, that does.
Mm-hmm.
Good
and
stuff.
With kids, you always
it's bite-sized for kids.
Come up with something, right? And they got to come up with some different things to keep them enticed and keep them eating all the rounded food choices that they need to keep in their diet. So
and keeping it healthy.
Yeah, and when you cook stuff, no matter what it is, even vegetables, you're going to be better off in the long run. So you're getting the nutrients, but you're also getting rid of anything that you really want to get rid of. So a little heat is a good thing, to say the least. Diane, always good hearing from you. Hope you have a great week.
Thank you. Have a blessed week, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, there she goes, Diane from Valencia. We'll come back. We got Rush in East McKeesport. He wants to talk cheese sandwiches. Now that's something worth delicious and talking about. All right, coming up, more of the Coons Cooking Hour, unique items on the grill. One more segment to get qualified for that $25 gift certificate, 866-391-1020.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
I have some questions for you, so listen carefully. Are there any disadvantages to feeling great, feeling better physically, being taken off meds because you don't need them anymore, being able to move better, having more energy, not being tired all the time, clothes fitting the first time you try them on, having more confidence, having more self-worth, feeling proud of who you are? Let's make these all a reality. Don't wait. Today's the day. Call me, Dr. Shufo, from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center at 1-800-900-THIN.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here's Rush in East McKeesport. 866-391-1020, number to dial. Unique things on the grill. Go ahead, Rush.
Yeah, hi, Rob. Getting to be a regular talker here with you. Coons, I go to the Bueller Road. We shut our Giant Eagle down in North for sales. I've been going to Coons ever since, and I would have been going there prior. My question would be, I haven't done it, but it seems to me a toasted cheese sandwich on the grill would be good.
Yeah.
I guess you'd have to watch the cheese doesn't go running out, but you'd get them nice little lines and stuff on the grill. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah,
There's
I would definitely try it. I think it would work good. I would use try some different breads, but yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, here's another thing. You guys sell in a 2-pound package Werner Manor pepperoni slices.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've eaten every other pepperoni. Yours tastes exactly like you'd get from a pizza shop. Vincent's down here, for instance. But two other things, if I may. A buddy of mine was a chef. The perfect hard-boiled egg. You put your eggs in a pot, bring it to a boil, a pretty brisk boil, shut the heat off, cover it. Now, you're better off doing that the night before you're going to make either an egg salad or macaroni salad or potato salad because they have to cool, but they peel perfectly and they don't have that real dark color around the yolk. And on corn, my mom's recipe on corn, I'm 74 years old. Corn, a lot of younger folks might not know how to make corn. Corn on a cob. You bring water to a boil in a big pot. You put anywhere from 3 to 6 ears in. Bring it back to a boil, a brisk boil here. 4 minutes, shut it off. The corn's done perfectly. But that's about all I have to offer. But I do love your store, man. All your vegetables. I just bought those little yellow squash,
mm-hmm.
Shaped a little bit like a peppercorn or whatever.
Yeah.
And you dice them up, just butter and a lot of garlic. I love fresh garlic. A lot of garlic and butter. Put them diced acorn squash in. And excellent. But your store is really amazing. My daughter was here from Ligonier. She was visiting. She teaches. And I took her there, and she was very impressed.
Yeah.
So you guys
thank you very much.
It's a nice store. It is. It's a great store. It really, really is. 866-391-1020. Here's Stan in Murraysville, the final call of the day on the Coons Cooking Hour. A busy one. Go ahead, Stan.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Good.
Hey, I got one for you. A whole turkey, 12 to 14-pound turkey on a Weber charcoal grill. You need a Weber grill, a charcoal grill with a dome on it. And what you do, you take the top cooking rack off, and then you have the bottom cooking rack. You put a drip pan in the middle of that rack. You add 27 to 28 pieces of charcoal to each side. The amount of charcoal is critical for that indirect heating process. In preparation of the turkey, you take it out, you pat it dry real good. I'll stuff the cavity with celery and onions. I'll rub it with avocado oil because of the high heat. And then a generous amount of salt and pepper. You want to check the temperature of the turkey as you're cooking, but if you see that some of the charcoal is starting to cook away too quickly, it might happen maybe after an hour, a little after, you can add charcoal, but the key is add the same amount of charcoal pieces to each side. And I tell you what, it's a great meal.
And I'm sure the neighbors really love when you're cooking that out there, as hungry as they're going to get. And because I know that smell just wafts through the neighborhood as you're cooking.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people will do the turkey in oil for Thanksgiving. I don't trust us with oil. I just call me an old biddy, but that's too scary for me. A charcoal grill works just fine.
Yeah, my problem is the weight. I don't know. I guess it's the oil. What to do with, like, in a commercial setting, it's very easy for us to get rid of the oil. It goes in a barrel and it gets taken away, recycled to be used for fuels or whatever. At home, it's okay. Now what? What do I do with this oil when it's burned up? It's hard to filter, and it's hard to, you can't put it down the drain. You know, so you know.
With the charcoal, you just leave it in your grill a couple of days, take it out, dump it, you're done. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good, easy cleanup. But yeah, cooking that's a challenge. I mean, that's, you know, you're right about keeping you have to have the same amount on each side to be able to keep that heat coming consistently around it. You know, and you know, a lot of people don't worry about the type of grill, whatever. They're all the same. No, they're not. You know, it makes a difference with the thickness of that metal, what type of metal it is, to be able to keep that where that, you know, if it's not made exactly right, you could be venting heat out inconsistently on one side, not the other, which is why you get hot spots and cold spots. So, you know, Weber has a consistent product that is a quality product that will cook. It can handle cooking a turkey. How big was a turkey again yet, by the way?
12 to 14 pounds.
Yeah, so smaller one. And, boy, but I bet that has a great flavor when it's done, though, especially with the celery and onions on the inside. You get like a home roasted taste all through that meat.
I love it. Yeah, a little bit of homemade stuffing without the stuffing. I love it. All right, Stan, good call. We appreciate you. What a good show today. We'll come back, draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate courtesy of Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
This is the Big K Morning Show. I heard about this couple that hit their 50th anniversary, and they're sitting on the front porch, and the wife says to the husband, "Honey, I'm proud of you." He said, "What?" He said, I'm proud of you. "What?" "I'm proud of you." He said, "I'm tired of you too."
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, don't forget, local. We're the last one standing. We're Coons Market, getting ramped up, moving into the future with that Bellevue store, hopefully by Labor Day. So when you need fresh, you need local, you need your neighbors, you need your friends, you need your family, and you can count on us to be there to serve you. Look to Coons Market. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. All right, time to draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate. And the winner is...
This week's winner is Stan in Murraysville.
Now, next week on the program, Frank, we're going to do fruit recipes, salads, and grilled desserts. And I saw about 2 or 3 that we didn't get to. But you really can mix it up on the grill when it comes to desserts, can you not?
Yeah, you can. Whether you want to bake a cake, whether you want to just grill up some vegetables, or vegetables, grill up some fruit. You know, make it a little bit different, even throw the watermelon on there. Do some different things that, you wouldn't think of. It's not a crime to impress a few people while you're grilling out there and trying some different stuff. We listen to Chuck all the time. This man has not hesitant whatsoever to try whatever he can on the grill. It's a challenge, but it's fun, and always finding something different, another way to accomplish the same goal, but do it on that same equipment that's outside, and just have fun with it. We only live one life, and let's enjoy it a little bit.
I just saw one we can talk next week called Campfire Cobbler, as in peach or cherry or apple cobbler. Love it. All right, that's Frank. I'm Rob. It's your Pratt Pack. Stay with us. We've got local news at 9. Big story, of course, we've been talking about all day. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away after a short illness at the age of 71. That is the lead story, and Rob will have much more on that. And then we'll get back. And coming up next hour, it's Dr. Sean Ritchie, Tri-State Neuropathy Center. They have helped thousands of people deal with neuropathy. You could be next. Stay tuned for all the details, plus a success story you don't want to miss as we continue on KDKA.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 71 degrees now at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has died. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
He was a national security hawk, a fierce critic of Iran and supporter of Israel and Ukraine. In fact, Lindsey Graham had just completed his 10th trip to Ukraine on Friday. The Israeli prime minister says Israel has lost one of its greatest friends. Graham's sudden death at 71 after a report of chest pains is shocking news here. He was running for re-election this November. He was due to appear on Meet the Press this morning.
And now more from ABC's Shannon Kingston on Graham's recent trip to Ukraine.
Shortly before his death, Senator Lindsey Graham made his 10th visit to Ukraine, touring a drone manufacturer and meeting with President Zelensky. In a video posted by Zelensky the day before Graham's death, the senator appears healthy, asking Zelensky about his recent meeting with President Trump on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Graham also said in a joint statement with a bipartisan group of senators on Friday that he was looking forward to advancing Russian sanctions legislation after reaching an agreement with the Trump administration. Shannon Kingston, ABC News, Washington.
And President Trump took to social media after learning about Lindsey Graham's death. Trump saying, quote, Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. Stay with News Radio KDK for more on this developing story. Pittsburgh police investigating after a man was found shot in the leg in Allentown. This happened Saturday night just before 10 o'clock along Knox Avenue. The man was taken to the hospital, is expected to be okay. No word on any suspect descriptions. KDK Radio News Time 9:02. AccuWeather forecast just 2 minutes away.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code CHIEF to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHIEF for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CHIEF for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
We will have partly sunny skies today with a high up to 86. Clear skies tonight, low down to 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 87. Then turning hot on Tuesday, sunshine with a high of 93, up to 96 on Wednesday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Information on the program is intended solely to further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
They are the Tri-State's leader when it comes to helping people with neuropathy. Tri-State Neuropathy, MaryDanston.com. Once again, it's time for another hour of information that can give you hope. And if you know someone who is dealing with neuropathy, please let them know right now that Dr. Sean Ritchie is on the air. So here he is to start another hour on KDKA for this Sunday morning. Dr. Sean Ritchie from the Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Spectacular. Good to have you here again. So we want to remind everyone, one of the largest neuropathy centers in the country with the most experience, successfully treating over 15,000 neuropathy patients, mostly powerful and non-invasive FDA-approved technology on the market today. That's what we're going to be talking about. And they are 100% devoted to treating peripheral neuropathy only and are the experts in the industry. And here is that phone number, 724-940-9000. You can call during the hour, 724-940-9000. And remember, the first consultation, examination, and treatment is free. We have a wonderful success story with Tom coming up in our third segment, but we have a lot to get to, including, as we begin, everything as far as why they are ahead of the rest, and they are always ahead of the curve. So, Doc, let's talk about the growth of your practice and why you are the leader here in the Tri-State, and it's also sweeping across different parts of the country. What makes Tri-State Neuropathy Centers so special? Go ahead.
Well, I appreciate that, and good morning to you. Yeah, it's 13 years. 13 years we've been doing this, and you and I have been talking for probably over a decade. And one of the things with neuropathy, it's a devastating disease, and it steals people's lives, and they are out there with no hope. They are thinking that there's nothing that can be done. And so when we first started in 2013, hearing these stories that people were going through and what they've tried and what they've been told was the first thing. That's the first battle. Whenever somebody comes to us, we've treated over 15,000 people, and almost every single one of those patients gets 50 to 100% better. So our track record is really good, but the experience of knowing who is a good candidate is one of the most important things that we can do. We turn people away all the time. We treated over 15,000, but we literally have probably seen maybe 26,000 people that have come through our office, and we haven't been able to treat them because they just didn't have neuropathy. So first and foremost, we've got to diagnose them. Some people know they have it. Some people, I had a lady come in and she said she's been suffering for 15 years with peripheral neuropathy and looking for an answer. Within 5 minutes, we knew that she wasn't a candidate. So, but we did have some good direction for her. That's a good part about it. When people come in to visit us, that first consultation is free, as you mentioned. That's where we get to decide whether you're a candidate. Secondly, we were one of the first 10 people in this whole country, let alone world, treating neuropathy with this technology. Obviously, it's a proven success, and we have the most powerful technology on the market today. Nobody else has it in the area. And not only has technology gotten better, and we'll dive into it and I can explain how it works, but we've added things. There's one main thing that we do, but when we can add different things and different components to our program, we have been able to elevate our results tremendously. And that's what we're super proud of. We've grown from one office, we're up to the tri-state area. We're able to reach out to a lot of people, and the technology is non-invasive, so there's no surgeries. And the best part is these people that are out there who have been suffering, they know what I'm talking about. There's no medication. And most people get put on a gabapentin that tries to mask it. And almost everybody that's on it tells me it doesn't work. So being able to get a person in, make sure that they are truly diagnosed with neuropathy, and get them started with a program that is actually FDA approved and proven to work is the most important thing. And we've been able to help over 15,000 people with it.
The amazing thing what you do for people as far as psychologically is concerned, and we'll hear from Tom coming up in a little bit, once they start to get some relief, and it doesn't even have to be a huge amount of relief, but once they start to get relief, they get the confidence to start moving again. And when they start moving again and doing things that they really have missed or need to do, it gives them the self-confidence. So this really does a lot, not only to help with neuropathy, but to one's whole being, especially what's going on mentally with them, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Aside from the symptoms that you get from it, what a person goes through and how it steals things that they love to do is just incredible. I had a gentleman that came in, he was very, very, very successful businessman, had an overall health assessment of himself, had nothing wrong with him, mid-50s, just living life, had kids and 3 children and travel and just living life large. All of a sudden gets a call when he was on vacation from his doctor that said he was there were some tests that came back a little odd. So they did some diving in. Turns out he had multiple myeloma. I had to go through all these chemo treatments, and he's doing great with that. His very last treatment of chemo, he got diagnosed, or he got that neuropathy. So he had gone through all the medical, given all the gabapentins, trying all these different things with them, but they all said that they can't do anything about it. So he did his own research and ended up finding us, came in, and one of the things he told me, he said, Sean, he said, cancer, I beat it. And I won. He goes, but if I'd known what this would have done and put me in, he had burning, stabbing, electric shocks, couldn't go to appointments, couldn't go to work. He just sat there. He'd go to dinner. All he could wear was Crocs. He said, I'd kick my shoes off at a restaurant and sit there barefoot. It was incredibly demoralizing for him. So we ended up taking him through the treatment, and got him better. Got him almost 100% better. I haven't seen him in years, and he's doing really good. But to think that guy, Jeff, if he would have not seen us or found us, where would he be today? Where would he go? Because neuropathy is a progressive disease. And that's when I sit there and look at all these people we've had on the show, like Tom will be on. If they didn't find us and they didn't go through the program and believe that there was nothing that could be done and let it get worse and worse and get bedridden, maybe get amputations, it just blows my mind where people could end up being if they don't find us.
I want to remind everyone, by acting today, you can prevent your neuropathy from getting worse with a drug-free, painless, non-invasive, and FDA-approved treatment program that will help you get back to enjoying all the activities you love. And we do this every time he drops by. We're going to give you the first consultation, examination, and treatment absolutely free. 724-940-9000. 724-940-9000. You can call right now. Leave your information. They will get back to you first business day, and you qualify for that first consultation, examination, and treatment free. Call right now. 724-940-9000. Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. MaryDanston.com. Find out more there. When we come back, we'll talk about what neuropathy is. But, Doc, as we get ready to go to break, we can never take enough time to salute the people who work with you in your offices. Each and every one of them are truly a blessing, are they not?
Oh, yeah. That's one thing I really love about our office. We're very open. It's not a very rigid type environment. We come in, everything is very heartfelt. We get to know all of our patients. We get to talk to them about their grandkids. And as we start to get them better, it's always fun to hear what they're doing now, like having them getting back on a bicycle, hiking through the woods or getting back golfing. It's just really exciting to hear that, when you hear somebody's success stories, it gets us ramped up, and it's just a really good environment. The ladies that work for us are just very heartfelt.
All right, again, remember, 724-940-9000, 724-940-9000. First consultation, examination, and treatment is free. Call now. They're located in Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. And remember, it's Dr. Sean Ritchie. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. MaryDanston.com, Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. We'll be right back.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I like about having the most effective treatment protocol on the market for peripheral neuropathy is the stories that we hear. Like Karen from Export, she suffered with neuropathy for 3 years, and it got so bad that she couldn't even wear her normal shoes. In fact, she got rid of them and can only wear Skechers. After going through the program, now she's able to wear any shoes she wants, and she's very disappointed that she got rid of all her other shoes.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Karen. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at MaryDanston.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, back with Dr. Sean Ritchie, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. MaryDanston.com, 724-940-9000. First consultation, examination, and treatment free. All right, Doc, let's talk about what neuropathy is. Go ahead.
Yes, it's a devastating disease that affects over 30 million people. A lot of people that get this feel like they are alone because when they go to talk to their doctors about it, they kind of give them the cold shoulder almost. They just kind of listen, but don't give them any answers. But peripheral neuropathy, it's a death and destruction of your sensory nerves. These things reside in your skin. When you say peripheral, that's at the end. So it's the feet, the hands. And what happens when these nerves start to get damaged, it starts generally in your toes, and maybe even one toe. Then it kind of rolls across, and then it kind of works its way back. That's a small nerve fiber beginning to get damaged, and it works its to the ball of the foot, to the arch, to the heel, and it can literally crawl up to your knee, and that's where it stops. If you get a large nerve fiber like a sciatic pain, that likes to work its way down. So small nerve fibers, peripheral neuropathy likes to work their way back. Fingers, they like to get numb, trouble holding things. I get a lot of people that tell me they drop a lot of stuff when they have neuropathy in their hands. So when these nerves get damaged, first thing is a numbing kind of sensation. And it's generally bilateral, meaning both feet. The numbing is almost like your toes feel like they're swollen or something, just not feeling right, just not attached to your feet. Then as it works its way back, it gets into the ball of the foot. They say that it feels like something's in there, like a bunched up socks, or like my foot's swollen, I got this pad on the bottom. It'll say like a vice feeling. Those are the beginning stages of neuropathy. And then it rolls into the other stuff. I like to call them the a la carte symptoms because not everybody gets them, but generally it progresses. The pins and needles, the tingling feeling that you get. Then it rolls into the bad stuff, the burning, the electric shock, this stabbing pain that hits you out of nowhere, makes you jump and yelp. Then you get these cramps, and a lot of this stuff likes to be a little bit more intense at night. And that makes a lot of sense as we talk about our technology and how it works. Your heart's slowing down. These nerves are starving for oxygen and nutrients, and they're not getting them. And that's why at night, when your heart slows down, you're getting less blood flow down there. So your symptoms like to elevate. Now here it goes, affecting your sleep. These people, I had a lady, Wendy, that came in, and she said, I can set my alarm to it that within an hour of me falling asleep, I'm up. And I got to walk around for 2 to 3 hours just to get it to settle down, to go back to sleep again for that another hour. Can you imagine living like that? I just can't, to know that I'm going to go to bed and in an hour I get woken up with a cattle prod hitting my foot with burning pain, and I got to walk around for 2 hours. That's just like a devastating fate. And then you live the rest of the days exhausted. But yeah, and then all of a sudden with the numbness, you have balance issues. People have trouble feeling car pedals. And that's kind of how it progresses. Now, the worst part about this, when I started 13 years ago, everything that I just described to you, I knew. But the one thing that I didn't know is that it's progressive. It's just a matter of how fast is it going to get progress. Eventually it rolls to, canes, walkers, maybe even wheelchairs. And some people actually go to the point of actually getting amputated toes, feet, and they say about 30 million people suffer with this. So this isn't something lightly to tread on. I always tell people, as soon as you know that you have it or you think you have it, that is the time to take care of it, because otherwise you're just going to wait, go through all these testing, EMGs, blood work, Dopplers, and they're going to come back and tell you that, yep, you got it. And here's your gabapentin that just tries to mask it, a medication trying to dim your nerve conduction down. But we have a solution that works, and it's been over the years, we've actually added new components to our program. So it really is a very well thought out plan. And everybody that comes in and goes through that initial consultation will get a customized plan that's best for them. But the most important part is that you get to take the technology home it's designed to help to regenerate the nerves, and we can explain that and how that works. But with all these people suffering, these people think they're alone, and maybe you don't even hear much about it. But when you think of the four main things that cause neuropathy, it's the four things you get when you get older. Diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Our food that we have isn't always the best. So diabetics can get neuropathy. People that go through chemo, like I talked about Jeff's story, chemotherapy can cause it. People with really bad backs, maybe stenosis, disc problems, surgeries, those people can get it. And then certain medications, one in particular, it's a cholesterol medicine. We call it a statin drug. Those can cause it. In fact, Mary Danston, our website, has about a woman who was 45 years old and was given a statin medication. The day that she started taking it was the day that she started getting it. She got so bad. I was 12 years, was barely walk, couldn't feel anything. When she walked into her office, she was one of my first patients in 2014. She literally had to hold on to the wall as she walked through. She just couldn't feel her feet, and she ended up getting 100% better. And I'm still friends with her today. She worked for me for a while. She has retired, but she is still living without neuropathy from 57, and that was in 2014. So here it is. What's that? 12 years she's lived without neuropathy. I always think, just like I said earlier, Rob, like what if she didn't find us? What if she wasn't able to meet up and go through our program? She literally would be in a wheelchair. So that's what I always tell everybody. Don't chase things. Don't do medications. Quit doing research on the internet and buying vitamins and contraptions. We have the answer. We have a prescription grade system that's designed to actually regenerate the nerves, and it works.
What people need to understand, too, just so we can clarify this, not everybody has neuropathy. They come to you and you simply say, we can help you or we can help you. So it's not like everybody who comes through the door and you do that thorough exam that you accept as one of your next clients or patients. So we just want to make everybody aware that you do turn people away because they don't all have neuropathy, right?
Every day that somebody comes in, I mean, the exam that we do, the first part is we go through a lengthy health history, like a consultation. When did this begin? How did it begin? What's your health history? And if it's all making sense, it sounds like neuropathy, not like plantar fasciitis or an arthritic. People come in, it's like achy, throbby, it's deep rooted. When I get on my feet, it hurts, and I get off of them, put my feet up, it feels better. That's more probably arthritis. We can kind of already just from the conversation roll it out. But then we dive into a test. It's an orthopedic exam. It's easy. It takes about 5 minutes. And we actually activate the sensory nerves with different things. They feel hot, cold, sharp. So we activate those to see how much you're feeling. That gives us the answer. And then the second part of that exam, we do a thermal reading. And that tells us the environment that those nerves are sitting in. If I can see that there's, poor permeability, is going to show in this thermal reading. So I know that there's no way those nerves can survive. After I see that you have degraded sensory nerves, and then I see that the permeability of your capillaries aren't firing real well, I can tell you that there's no way that they could get better.
All right. So tell the folks a little bit about Tom. We'll come back and you'll have a chance to talk to him, our success story.
Yeah, Tom's a wonderful guy. His son had heard about us and said, I've been hearing some really good stories. And as everybody does, Tom had been doing a lot of research, and there's a million things out there, but he's decided to go with us. He came down, he traveled a good distance to get down to see us from out towards Du Bois, Pennsylvania. And he's doing absolutely wonderful, super excited. I'm not going to steal any of his thunder, but he'll tell you what he wasn't able to do and what he's able to do today.
All right. Many people suffering from neuropathy's debilitating symptoms give up hope and regaining their lives as traditional treatments have been disappointing. There is hope. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers have been successfully treating and helping neuropathy sufferers since 2013. The professionals at Tri-State Neuropathy Centers understand full well how to help people with neuropathy. They have treated over 15,000 patients who have suffered from, well, neuropathy, and they have had 90% patient satisfaction rate. 90%. They have become one of the largest and most respected peripheral neuropathy centers in the country, but particularly here in the tri-state. And you need to find out why they've become one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in this country, because if you're dealing with it, they can help. And this is the offer that we have on the table. So as we go to break, you should be picking up the phone, leaving a number and your first and last name, and they will get back to you first business day. 724-940-9000. 724-940-9000. The first consultation, examination, and treatment free. First consultation, examination, and treatment free. 724-940-9000. 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. You'll meet Tom, another success story, moments away on KDKA.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin, with Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks.
Hey, Calvin, you know that feeling when summer's finally on its way? Everybody's outside, grills are going.
Yeah, but that's when you notice what winter did to your home. The deck boards are warped, the roof's missing shingles, the siding's faded.
That's where we come in. No pressure, no surprises. Just good, honest work so you can enjoy the season that you earned.
We're ready when you are. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Tickets for Kids will host the Dress Big Happy Hour on Wednesday, July 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. in the Casamigos Club at PPG Paints Arena. Join sports celebrities and TFK's friends from the ticketing, nonprofit, corporate, and foundation communities for a silent auction, hors d'oeuvres, a cash bar, and the chance to play carnival games on the arena floor. For tickets, go to the events link at ticketsforkids.org.
Did you see that UFO last night?
Is it real or is it AI?
How about the aircraft carrier floating down the river?
Nowadays, it's tough to determine what's legit and what to believe.
I know it's true because it was all over my feed last night.
But when it comes to news, depend on Pittsburgh's original news source since 1920. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 72 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has died. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy with more from Washington.
The news is stunning to his colleagues. Lindsey Graham was just in Ukraine late last week. He was due to appear on Meet the Press this morning. The president on social media calls his congressional ally and frequent golfing partner one of the greatest people and senators I've ever known. In addition to his 4 terms in the Senate and 4 terms in the House, Graham also served for over 3 decades in the Air Force and Air Force Reserve, retiring with the rank of colonel. He was a national security hawk who argued for action against Iran and said in 2022 that Vladimir Putin should be taken out.
Lindsey Graham was 71 years old. KDK Radio News Time 9:31. Next updates at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDK.
Time to get that painting project done that you've been putting off by calling CertaPro Painters. Hi, this is Larry Richard. My first experience more than a decade ago started with a free estimate. They got that done quickly and left the place beautifully cleaned up after a great professional job. And each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. That makes all the difference in the world. You're talking to the owner. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Stop smoking. Alex Goen patented hypnosis.
It's Steve Mann. Have you heard the commercials for the Stop Smoking seminars? And they said it could work for you. So I went. And guess what? It did work for me. My friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or weight gain. Listen, I don't know how it works, but I know it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed.
Why so effective? The only stop smoking method in America proven useful by the U.S. Patent Office because it reprograms your subconscious. Alex Goen breaks your connection to cigarettes, coffee, stress driving, even other smokers. No cravings, irritability, or weight gain. Cigarettes no longer own you. Walk in a smoker, walk out free. Only $59.99 or your money back. Stop Smoking Seminar Thursday, July 23rd. Doubletree by Hilton Green Tree, 8 p.m. Weight loss by 30 p.m. Arrive early. Sign up at alexgoen.com. Goen. That's alexgoen.com.
When it comes to family law, a lot has changed in recent years, so assumptions can be costly. If you see or sense a change coming in your family life that could have legal implications, it's important to know where you stand. Getting good legal advice early is never a bad idea. I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. If you or anyone you know is facing a family law issue, start with a consultation. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
It is going to be partly sunny today with a high up to 86. Tonight, clear skies, low 65. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high 87. A hot day Tuesday with sunshine, high 93, and then 96 on Wednesday. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Matt Riddy, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Tri-State Neuropathy Centers.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I got to tell you, in all the years we've been doing this, this is my favorite because you hear from people who've actually had a life-changing experience by going to see the people and Dr. Sean Ritchie at Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Tom is up next. We want to welcome him to KDKA. And to get it started, here is Dr. Sean Ritchie. Go ahead, Doc.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great. The weather's great. All's good.
All's good. Happy Sunday. I appreciate you coming on the radio and telling your story.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I'm kind of excited about it, to be honest with you.
I'm sure. You're pretty excited about getting back to doing the things you haven't been able to do. So when did this all begin?
Exactly. I'll tell you the story. I'm not really sure exactly how long ago it was because I've never had any real major health issues as far as diabetes or back injuries. And I'm guessing it was about 15 years ago, which is a good guess. And at first I thought maybe it was an aging problem. And my family doctor ordered a couple of different nerve tests and concluded it was neuropathy and stated that the cause and the cure were unknown. And my thoughts of it being aging was wrong. It was neuropathy. And I was finding it difficult to walking up and down stairs without railing. Climbing a ladder was a real task. And then walking in the woods during hunting season was a big issue, too. I always gauged it by a good day in hunting was one where I didn't fall to that point. and then riding my bike, even in the woods, was difficult because balance needed during the stop and the start part of it. And going to sporting events and having to climb bleachers, I found was another challenge, more so than I even thought while I was doing it, because that much period of time, you just don't see these things sneaking up on you. And it began, it really, yeah, you know what I mean? It just began limiting me doing things like I do like to do, and that was hunting and obviously some physical activities that I do. And then helping kids. I did a lot of that stuff with home improvement projects, and I actually sold my motorcycle because the lack of the balance and the stop and the start was giving me issues, and we couldn't handle it, so I stopped. I just sold it. And as time went on, the effects just continued to worsen, which I didn't know was going to happen, and became more recognizable to my family and friends, and especially during the hunting season, where I was walking different. I remember several times people asked me if I had the gout or I twisted an ankle or something. I thought, no, I didn't do that. But anyway, it was noticeable in the hunting season. But my son heard about you, and he was having the success you were having in treating neuropathy, and through prayer, and that was a big part of it. The good Lord sent you to me, and discussion with family. I scheduled an appointment with you, and the results have been, to me, absolutely amazing. With 15 years of this, I couldn't feel my feet from my knees down, and just making balance so much better. I can now be back doing the things I enjoy. I can dress without having to sit down and put my pants on. I can shower in there, especially you didn't have to lean without worrying about falling. Just little things to some people, but big to me. It's so many things we took for granted. I didn't realize exactly how much the improvement did until I had to climb bleachers. It was because I'm still experiencing stuff. I'm new at it, a baby, so to speak. I'll experience a lot of stuff in the next few years, and I'll really be. But until I attended, I attended graduation for my grandson. And this was really a great association because I was amazed because the same exact scans that I were going in watching him play basketball, and he didn't play basketball this year because of a D issue. But so I went in December, and then ended up coming to a graduation in May, and I couldn't believe how I could climb the stand. I could stand in them and not fall. I couldn't stand before I stand to clap or anything, and I could actually stand in the bleachers. In the same bleachers that I couldn't do before, so it wasn't like it was different bleachers, different angle or anything. It just it was amazing what I could do right there. And actually, I can put my swimsuit on without sitting down, or I can stand and put my swimsuit on. So anyway, I just wanted to say that Doctor, you and your staff are wonderful, always helpful. They took the time to answer questions. I would just 100% recommend anyone struggling with neuropathy to schedule an appointment to ask questions and have nothing to lose. Because actually, like your first visit was free for me. I'm assuming that was still there. And you were very accommodating with travel and time because my distance was a little bit farther away than probably some. And we actually started hoping I could do 50% and get at least 50% back because I was so long. But I would say I'm 95, probably in one leg, probably 100%, and 95 in the other. And I just wanted to, I'm going to preach a little bit here, but the cost was appropriate for my neuropathy diagnosis, and therapy needed to heal it. In my opinion, all this is the question for healing is just like my recommended combination is to see you, and if you want to evaluate your costs, the thing is, like you told me, you got to make some time for the therapy. Do you want to do that? Can you have a positive attitude? And to see you, it just seems like an awful natural way to heal without drugs. And I don't know how you put a price on this thing because I'm just a different man now, and I'm so thankful that the good Lord on this Sunday sent me to you, and it's just been a great experience. And I don't know. I'm just so appreciative, Doctor. I hope that I can touch somebody's heart, to be honest with you, to say, hey, come down here and see you, at least talk with you. I've never seen a guy that's easier to talk to as a friend, as a doctor, just professionally communicate. And I just really appreciate the whole experience, Doc.
I appreciate those kind words, and I do appreciate you trusting in us because, 15 years, you've heard a lot of, sorry, there's nothing that can be done. And as I say to everybody, it just gets worse. And to not be able to go up into the bleachers, and I know you're a hunter, you live up in that neck of the woods. And I think when we were talking, this year, you're probably going to head out there, huh?
Absolutely. That's what I mean. I haven't even experienced some of the stuff that I was troubled before, even with even driving a little bit now with my boots, driving a vehicle up in there with boots and knowing where your feet were sometimes got to be an issue. But I just think there'll be a whole new experience for me there too. And like I said, as time goes, I have 15 years of not having legs now. I can spend a few years figuring out, because you don't even know what happens. It's like I couldn't do this before, and now I'm doing it, and it's like, wow, I didn't know I couldn't do that. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. That just seems to be I don't know. I can't believe people just need to find you and get this thing done. It's the way to go.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and again, thanks for trusting us. I mean, it is something that when you go into it, you expect to get a medication or a therapy of a surgery or something, but when you see the technologies, you might have some skepticism, but as time pays off, just like you did the work at home, and here you are, 95, 100% better, and it's exciting. So I have one question for you. You said you sold your motorcycle. Are you getting a motorcycle again?
I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Too many texters, right?
You got it. It's not me now. It's them. I'm afraid getting a little over that way, but I wouldn't, because I sold it probably 10 years ago. And
wow.
It would be another issue with the way people drive now. Even some of the guys I bike, I'm not gonna do that. But I certainly am going to experience some other things. I might have to do more projects a way that I don't know if I want to do, but that's okay too. It's all a blessing.
Well, at least you're free to do it now, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, I really, really appreciate you coming on and telling your story. And I know that your story is what I hear daily, so somebody out there right now I know is saying, that's me. So, I mean, your story was a little bit longer with the 15 years, some people were 6 months, some people I've had that were 40 years, but 15 years of suffering with this. And here you are almost 100%. And now you're free to do what you want, right?
Free to do exactly. And the way you did it, where I step by step, I think following it step by step must have really helped. To be almost 100% is amazing. I think I'm still going to continue to keep healing, to be honest with you. So,
yeah. Yeah, now you got a new shoulder too, so you're all set. You're like bionic man now.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think I'd experienced more if I wouldn't have had the shoulder, where I could tell you more about some of the things I could do because the shoulder held me back with some of it now. But yeah, I'll be the bionic man. Thanks to you.
All right, Tom. Tom, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Tom.
We're going to give you some more of those right off the top of his head, those success stories, because he has lived it, he has seen it, and he has helped make it become a reality every single day. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia, MaryDansden.com. You can be our next success story. Call 724-940-9000, 724-940-9000 right now. Leave your name and a phone number, and they will reach you next business day. And that first consultation, examination, and treatment is free. 724-940-9000. 724-940-9000.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKA-radio.com. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code CHIEF to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CHIEF for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code
Chief, for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Well, our hour is just about up with Dr. Sean Ritchie. He'll be back with us next month, Tri-State Neuropathy Center. Tom, what a bright light he was. So, Doc, if you will, final minutes, how about some more success stories? Go ahead.
Yeah, the success stories are every day. You know, the people that come in for their first exam, we get them started with the program, and some people were super quick, like right out of the chute, can really see some changes. A guy, John, he had been suffering for 4 years. He was diabetic. He was statins. Him and his wife, they loved to hike and just go for walks, and he wasn't able to do that. Just really started to become, I don't want to say lazy, but just because you have balance, you just don't have the motivation. And his worst thing was, just like I mentioned Wendy earlier, he couldn't sleep. Within that first week, he was able to sleep, which was huge. So now his energy levels were different. Another thing that he was struggling with was feeling the car pedals. I get a lot of people that come in that it gets so advanced that they can't tell whether they're on the brake or if they're on the gas. And so that was one of his worries, that he was going to not be able to drive. He was starting to be limited, and his wife was doing the driving. So here he is. We did a re-exam on him. He's over 80% better. He's sleeping. He's walking. He's taking hikes with his wife, and he said he feels the car pedals at 100%. So no worries about driving anymore. So that's a good outlook. I mean, like when he came in, 4 years, he had been to the doctors, he'd been to the neurologist, he'd been through all the tests, and everything comes back that you have it, but you just don't have any options except gabapentin. And he didn't want to take that. So he found us, and here he is. Now he's living life large and doing great. And just love hearing those stories. Like, can you imagine, Rob, going to work and every day that you get to hear these people just like Tom, that's super excited. You can hear it. You can see it in their face. Their energy levels change. It's so rewarding.
It is. Listen, before the hour gets away from us, because we had so many things happening, I want to explain why you are a cut above the rest, why you folks are the best when it comes to helping people with neuropathy. Talk about your amazing science behind what you do, the technology, and we'll end on that note. You have a couple of minutes. All yours, Doc.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we do have the most powerful technology on the market today. Neuropathy is the death and destruction of these little nerves in your skin, and they die for a reason, whether it's diabetes, chemo, whatever it is. Even Tom, maybe it's idiopathic. We can't figure it out, but those nerves are dying. And when they start to die, they can stay alive. But the reason that they're not staying alive is they're not getting enough oxygen and nutrients from the blood. Well, here's the concept here. Your heart sends all this stuff out, this oxygen and nutrients to the blood, and it hits this little guy called a capillary. That's where it falls out. It lets all the oxygen and nutrients out into the tissue, and that's what keeps everything alive. Your intestines, your muscles, your ligaments, your nerves all stay alive from that. after it passes there, that's why it's blue in that vein. It goes back with no oxygen and nutrients. Unfortunately, a thing called age takes over, and those little tiny capillaries that let the oxygen and nutrients come out start to tighten up and tighten up. Now, furthest from the heart is the peripheral, your hands and your feet. So these nerves are out there dying, whether it's diabetes or whatever, and they're just not getting any oxygen and nutrients because your vessels have tightened. Our technology, as simple as it sounds, it's a very specific frequency of light, the most powerful prescription grade lights on the market today. Nobody else has them around here. That's designed to produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is made in your body, and it depletes when we get older, and it does one thing, and it's a Nobel-winning knowledge that it makes those little blood vessels open. So if somehow, Rob, that we can open those blood vessels and start to water those nerves, what a great simple concept, right? Simple theory, start to water those nerves. It's like grass that hasn't had rain in a while. We're just going to water those nerves. And from there, we have other technologies that can assist with this. We have a very specific electrical waveform that can actually stimulate the sensory nerves and actually re-educate them how to fire. So you got one side growing it, you got the other side stimulating. Now, this brand new technology that we have when we incorporate in certain cases, we can actually start to drain the gunk out of it, if you will. So all these inflammation and all the chemical irritants that are in that tissue, we can actually start to drain that using a specific electrical waveform as well. So here's the big picture. You got these nerves that are dying and they're starving for oxygen and nutrients. If we can take those blood vessels with the most powerful technology on the market today, non-invasive, you do it at home, you don't even feel it, open those blood vessels and start to feed those nerves. At the same respect, we're draining all the inflammation out of that area. So now you got this perfect tissue environment for those nerves to start to grow. And then we got the little stimulatories that can actually re-educate those nerves how to fire. We even have technologies in our office that we can actually add to the program that can actually improve your microvessel flow. So it's like turning a sprinkler up higher. So we have all these different components. 13 years, Rob, we're not just sitting idle. We are always looking for the next best thing. We are in touch with all these people in Canada and United States that always are advancing things. And we are always the first ones on the market to bring it to the table. So if you're out there looking for an answer for your neuropathy, we definitely have it. Quit looking for those creams or those medications or those vitamins online. That's only a temporary fix. Just be careful what you read and what you see out there. Give us a call. It's a simple visit. And we offer that at no charge.
The thing that I love about this show is that we do give hope where there is none, and we give results where many have said, okay, this is it, and it turns out to be pretty much the same thing. And the medications are nothing more than a Band-Aid. But actually seeing people take the first step back into the rest of their life, and especially now, this time of year, summer, people want to go on vacation. They want to get out and about. They want to enjoy the weather, yard work, playing with the grandkids, just going to the local mall, the grocery store. It's so satisfying, is it not, Doc?
It is. It is. I mean, the simple things of going to see your grandson graduate and going up into the bleachers, right? Just like Tom did, or just going out and gardening. I had a lady call Rosemary. She called me and I called her back. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm pulling weeds. I'm like, you're pulling weeds? She's like, I haven't been able to pull my own weeds for years. She's like, I'm out in my own mulch bed pulling weeds. So not the best thing to be doing, but she was able to do it, right?
Well, yeah, but you got to understand, Sean, just that sometimes the things that you miss the most are sometimes the things you took for granted and didn't like when you could do it, and you learn to appreciate things a little bit more. So you're helping people reset the bar and give them a chance to grasp hold of everything that life has to offer. So just know this, always appreciate our time together, proud to be associated with you, and I know how much passion and how hard you all work. So anytime I can promote Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, I'll be right by your side, okay?
I appreciate that, Rob. I appreciate you a lot.
All right. Listen, let me remind everyone, first consultation, examination, and treatment is free. 724-940-9000. 724-940-9000. They're in Wexford. They're in Monroeville. They're in Washington, PA. They're in Altoona. They're in Weirton. They're in Morgantown. And they're there to help you. That's right. MaryDanston.com. You call this number right now. 724-940-9000, and leave your name and number. They'll get back to you next business day. You get the first consultation, First examination and first treatment absolutely free. 724-940-9000, marydanston.com, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, Wexford, Monroeville, Washington, Altoona, Weirton, and Morgantown, West Virginia. I'm not done. Lots more to go until 1 o'clock today. And coming up, the news at 10 moments away, right here on KDKA. Good morning.
The proceeding was paid for by Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Information on the program was intended solely to further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard in the preceding program.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
This is the Big K Morning Show. I heard about this couple that hit their 50th anniversary, and they're sitting on the front porch, and the wife says to the husband, "Honey, I'm proud of you." He said, "What?" He said, I'm proud of you. "What?" "I'm proud of you." He said, "I'm tired of you too."
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Is it soda or is it pop? The very question has baffled philosophers for centuries. At Red Ribbon, we call it soda pop. Coming from a time when every small community had their own soda pop shop to call their own, we bottle Pittsburgh's pop with the same quality and standards as we did when the first bottles rolled off the line in 1904. Made with cane sugar, Red Ribbon Cherry Pop will take you back, way back. Look for our products at any Giant Eagle or Giant Eagle Market District, and always remember to drink Red Ribbon.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 72 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has died. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
The news is stunning to his colleagues. Lindsey Graham was just in Ukraine late last week. He was due to appear on Meet the Press this morning. The president on social media calls his congressional ally and frequent golfing partner one of the greatest people and senators I've ever known. In addition to his 4 terms in the Senate and 4 terms in the House, Graham also served for over 3 decades in the Air Force and Air Force Reserve, retiring with the rank of colonel. He was a national security hawk who argued for action against Iran and said in 2022 that Vladimir Putin should be taken out.
President Trump on social media saying, quote, this morning that Senator Graham was, quote, one of the greatest people and senators I've ever known. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed, end quote. Lindsey Graham was 71. A motorcyclist was killed Saturday afternoon in North Huntington, Westmoreland County. Coroner's office identified the motorcyclist as 59-year-old Charles McCutcheon of Jeanette. Police say he was riding his motorcycle along Route 30 when he was struck by a vehicle head-on, attempting to make a turn. The crash is under investigation. The woman who died in the crash Saturday morning in West Mifflin has been identified. Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office says 60-year-old Shelley Hunter of Whitaker died at the scene of the crash near Lebanon Church Road and Buttermilk Hollow Road. That crash happened around 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. That crash under investigation. Well, Pittsburgh police still investigating after a man was found shot in the leg in Allentown. This happened around 10 o'clock Saturday night on Knox Avenue. Man was taken to the hospital. He's expected to